tension's mounting. Tonight may be about pride and desire. Who will step up to help pick the crew up off the deck and flex their own muscle to take down the powerful Cardinals? Roof is closed at Miller Park on a cool night in July. Temperatures in the 60s here in Milwaukee, believe it or not. And some rain in the area, so they've closed up the roof and the panels. And here come the Brewers as they get set to take on Tony La Russa and the St. Louis Cardinals. La Russa in his 14th season as the manager of the Cardinals, and his lineup today is courtesy of Subway. Skip Schumacher, Colby Rasmus, and Albert Pujols at the top of the order. Ryan Ludwig, Chris Duncan, and Yadier Molina in the middle. Joe Thurston, Todd Wellemeyer, and Brendan Ryan round it out. And that lineup for La Russa will face Jeff Suppan, the former Cardinal. And how about the Piggly Wiggly scouting report, Rock?
Yeah, Suppan has been very good against the Cardinals in his career. 13 starts against the Redbirds, a 7-3 record, and a 3.31 earned run average. He was on the attack his last time out. Outstanding work against the Cubs. Only needed 90 pitches, a no decision, though, in 7 innings, and he's been swinging the bat pretty well. Suppan this year, a .240 hitter, 3 RBIs, and he's got 6 sacrifice bunts.
Check the defense behind Jeff Suppan tonight. You'll notice that Corey Hart has the night off. Catalanato gets the start in right field. Matt Gamble makes the start at third base here tonight. Hardy and Counsell up the middle with Fielder at first. And the veteran Jason Kendall catching Jeff Suppan tonight. The numbers for Suppan this season: Rocky's making his 18th start of the year and trying to get back to 500 this season.
Well, and he has struggled here at Miller Park so far this year. 1-5 with an ERA just a bit over 6, but on the road, much better for Suppan. He's got a 3.63 earned run average, and he's 4-1. A bit of a head scratcher. Nobody can figure out why, but hopefully he's going to turn things around here at home tonight.
4-man umpiring crew. That is Bruce Dreckman calling balls and strikes. Always a key when Suppan is on the mound. The crew chief is Gary Darling. He's out at second base. Bill Hahn, a couple of ejections last night. Matter of fact, one of those ejections led to a suspension. Dale Swaim and Willie Randolph both ejected from the game. Willie Randolph because he came off the bench onto the field. An automatic suspension. He is not available to Ken Maka as the bench coach tonight. Matter of fact, Willie not even in the ballpark tonight. First pitch is a strike, and away we go. No real bench coach named for the Brewers. Maka will call on all of his coaches. Certainly something he'd rather not do, but plenty of coaches to call on. Keep him honest, especially Brad Fisher, his third base coach.
Well, if you're suspended and you're a coach, you can take part in all the pregame activities. Willie Randolph actually threw batting practice today for the Brewers. But before the game starts, you have to exit the ballpark. You can't be seen anywhere around.
And basically what it means is the other coaches, Ed Cedar and Bill Castro and Dale Swain, they have to add to their duties here tonight. Ball and 2 strikes on Skip Schumacher. And a little flare into left field. Braun has it, and it's out number 1. Now some news earlier today on the pitching front for the Milwaukee Brewers. Manny Parra will start tomorrow for the Brew Crew. That is official now. So Parra is going to return from AAA Nashville, and he will get the call tomorrow afternoon. Meanwhile, Dave Bush is set to return after the All-Star break. He'll pitch the opener once the All-Star break concludes. There you see the numbers on Manny Parra. Rock down in AAA Nashville as posted a 1-2 record and a 2.92 earned run average.
Well, worked on some things, being a little bit more aggressive, made some mechanical adjustments with Chris Bosio down in AAA, and the Brewers right now feel as though he's ready to come back.
Colby Rasmus into center field. Cameron has it for out number 2. 2 fly ball outs from Jeff Suppan, normally a ground ball type pitcher.
Yeah, he got an awful lot of ground ball outs in that start against the Cubs. One of the things that Suppan did so well was pound the strike zone, get ahead in the count. The wind was blowing in that day at Wrigley Field, so a pitcher can be aggressive a lot more than he can be when the wind's blowing out.
Albert Pujols, the best right-handed hitter in the game right now. Pujols comes in with a .336 batting average. He is inching ever closer to the Triple Crown categories. Pujols starts today third in batting average. Second in the National League. Albert with 31 home runs, 82 RBIs. Both lead Major League Baseball. He also leads the major leagues in runs scored this year. Had good numbers against Suppan. Pujols has good numbers against everyone.
Yeah, I mean, he's pretty much of a given. 13 for 34. 4 walks for Pujols against Soup. This is the way you like to face Albert Pujols. Two outs and nobody on.
Pujols is 1 for 3 yesterday with 2 walks. Ball and 2 strikes. Suppan trying to get him to chase one upstairs. Albert will be the headliner in St. Louis next Tuesday for the All-Star game. The All-Star game at Busch Stadium in St. Louis. Pujols receiving over 5 million votes as the All-Star starter at first base. Bouncer to Gamble. Winds it up. Fires it to Fielder for the final out of the inning. 1-2-3 for Suppan. Here come the Brewers against Todd Wells. By Menards. Save big money at Menards. By Time Warner Cable, the power of you. And brought to you by AT&T, your world delivered. Man, that looks good, huh? Big fat pretzel. Some of the sights of the ballpark. It's always one of the best parts about coming to the park. The smells and the sights and all the food. Ken Maka is hoping for a W. That's all he wants. Brewers trying to get back on track. They've dropped 5 out of 6. And Maka mixing up his lineup a little bit here tonight. Todd Wellemeyer on the mound for the St. Louis Cardinals, and Rock a ton of lefties in there, including Frank Catalanato, who gets the start for Corey Hart. Counsell leads off. He'll be followed by J.J. Hardy, then Ryan Braun. Counsell led off last night, was 1 for 4 against Adam Wainwright, who spun a beauty last night.
Well, he was something. Boy. Good curveball last night. Don't have to deal with a curveball from Todd Wellemeyer today. One of the reasons why Maka has got 4 lefties in the lineup is maybe take away one of his better pitches, the slider. Doesn't like to throw the slider too much to lefties.
Well, Wellemeyer coming off perhaps his best start of the year, his last time out against the Giants, trying to follow up with what Wainwright did yesterday. Wainwright has been extremely tough on the Brewers this year. Wainwright has only given up 2 earned runs in over 23 innings against Milwaukee this season, covering 3 starts. And last night he went 8 1/3 with 9 strikeouts.
Yeah, there are times when you could say a guy did not allow any runs and really didn't throw the ball all that well, and the Brewers hit some balls hard, but you can't say that last night. I mean, Wellemeyer in complete control. I should say Wainwright in complete control from the beginning of the game.
And when Wainwright is on his game, he is one of the best in the game. You talk to the Brewers hitters today, you know, at 6 feet 7 inches, he has so much tilt on his pitches. And that great curveball that you mentioned, his curveball is by all means a swing and miss type pitch. Cardinals feel pretty good about their starting rotation. Wellemeyer's been the guy that they've been waiting for. Wellemeyer against the Giants his last time out went 7 1/3, gave up just 2 runs. And Rocky said he found something in his delivery, a mechanical flaw with his balance, caused him to throw across his body a little bit.
And it kind of flattened out his sinker. Now he's getting a little bit more on top. You know, pitchers, hitters always making adjustments throughout the season. Actually, Wainwright did the same thing a little while ago. So, you know, Dave Duncan and hitting coaches, pitching coaches always looking to improve upon what they see out there. And sometimes it's just a very little thing.
3 balls and 2 strikes on Counsell. Yanks one foul. One thing about Wellemeyer that the Brewers are well aware of is he'll work on the corners. He will nibble. He'll try to get you to chase. So the Brewers will practice a little patience tonight, which was a different approach than last night against Adam Wainwright.
Yeah, had to attack him early because if he got behind you, he was going to have to deal with that curveball. Didn't want to do that.
Counsell draws the walk, so a patient approach to get it started. And the Brewers with a base runner. Let's give you the Ken Maka lineup, brought to you by Subway. Craig Counsell, J.J. Hardy, and Ryan Braun at the top of the order. Maka has Fielder, Catalanato, and Cameron in the middle. Catalanato in the protection spot, with Gamble, Kindle, and Suppan rounding it out. J.J. Hardy, 9 homers, 33 runs batted in. Batting with a man on and Braun behind him, hoping to catch fire as the Brewers try to get their fortunes turned around in the month of July. Only 1 win so far this month. The Crew has dropped 5 out of 6 games.
And it's been one of those things where they just can't put much together. When they get good pitching, they don't swing the bats very well, and vice versa. When they get some runs, pitchers haven't been able to keep the other team off the board. Now you go through stretches like that, and you hope it doesn't last too long. The Brewers would certainly like to finish strong going into the All-Star break on Monday.
Cardinals open the day with a 2-game lead on the Brewers. They have played 2 more games than Milwaukee, so it's just a 1-game difference in the loss column. Players aren't quite thinking about the standings just yet. They're certainly aware that the Cardinals are in first place and 2 games up. Press notes are available to all the players, but you know, I think from a player's perspective, at least from Ken Maka's perspective, even though this is an important homestand, it's important for them to start playing better baseball.
Right, individually get better at bats. You know, pitchers throwing strikes, getting outs. One thing that, you know, players will tell you, you don't want to bury yourself too early in the season. I mean, as long as you're hanging around, you're up amongst the upper end of your division, which the Brewers certainly are, you're okay. You just hang around that area until, you know, maybe mid-August into September. You get hot and see what happens. I don't think anybody in that dugout worried about being 2 games behind the Cardinals at this point.
Ball and 2 strikes on Hardy with Counsell over at first. Now the Brewers just saw the Cubs at Wrigley Field in Chicago, dropped 3 out of 4 there. The Cardinals have won 3 consecutive games against the Brewers, but Milwaukee had won 4 in a row prior to that. One thing the Brewers have done well this year is handle their division. The Brewers against the Central, 22 wins, 14 losses, 8 games over 500. Two and 2 to JJ. The broad-shouldered Todd Wellemeyer. Looks like he forgot to take the hanger out, didn't he? Suppan a 3-up, 3-down first. Hoping his offense can give him some run support tonight. A bouncer. Ryan is over. He's got it. And that'll be a double play. 6-3 double play. And 2 quick outs.
Well, let's check out the Piggly Wiggly scouting report on Todd Wellemeyer. It's a rough June for him, although he did pitch better in his first start in July. He was 1-3 with an ERA around 7 in June. He walked 7 batters against the Brewers in his first start against the Crew this year in St. Louis in May, and he's already walked 1 here tonight. And normally, Wellemeyer not a guy that's going to walk too many. And along with the fastball, he likes to go sliders to righties and change-ups to lefties.
2 going for Ryan Braun. The leadoff walk wiped out on the double play. Braun last night 0 for 4. A couple of strikeouts last night. You see the numbers on Wellemeyer. 7-7 record, making his 18th start of the season. And the opponent batting average is a story. .314 opponent batting average. That is the highest in the National League.
Yeah, which means he gets a lot of the plate. He's very inconsistent with his off-speed pitches. Locates his fastball pretty well.
Bouncer up the middle. Backhanded by Schumacher. And his throw is in time for the out. And the Brewers retired in the first. We head to the second at Miller Park. Cardinals coming up. No score as we head to the second inning at Miller Park in Milwaukee. And our U.S. Cellular text to vote question this week: should All-Star Game determine home field advantage? W for yes, X for no. And the code on that is 234234, the short code. So we'll keep that question going all week, see what you have to say. The early returns that are in, pretty strong support of no, that it shouldn't count toward the World Series. We'll see how it ends up at the end of the week, though. Ryan Ludwig leads off for the Cardinals. Ludwig, Duncan, and Yadier Molina. Noticeably absent from the Cardinals lineup tonight is Rick Ankiel, who had a rough night at the plate last night. 0 for 5 with 4 strikeouts. Just foul.
Yeah, the Cardinals are starting to get a little bit concerned about Ankiel once again. I mean, when he was a pitcher, he had some problems with, confidence, and went down to the minor leagues, learned how to hit, and experiencing some issues once again. I mean, just very inconsistent, not swinging the bat all that well. And I think the Cardinals are starting to get a bit concerned about it.
That leaves them a little short in their outfield. Cardinals made the trade for Mark DeRosa, and his versatility certainly is needed by any ball club, but the Cardinals especially. DeRosa it was thought was going to play a lot of third base, but certainly a guy you could put in the outfield as well. As Ludwig chases one, and it's 3-2. DeRosa's on the disabled list, though. He has a wrist injury, and they thought it was a day-to-day thing, Rock, but all of a sudden needed to put him on the disabled list, and they'll give him through the All-Star break. It's retroactive back to July 1st. And then we'll see where he is. A broken bat. Fielder makes a play and throws from his seat in time. And Ludwig is out on a terrific play by the All-Star Prince Fielder.
Everybody talks about how good he is with the bat, but he has made marked improvement defensively this year. Footwork around the bag, picking short hops. He's got much better range this year, and his hands are much softer. I mean, there was a day when he would be able to get to that baseball but not keep it in his glove, and a perfect feed over to Suppan, who never slowed down getting to first base. Prince with only 3 errors so far this year, and a nice play to get Ludwig.
17 errors a year ago, and Fielder much improved, and he worked hard at it. He and Willie Randolph spent a lot of time during spring training working on his hands and trusting his hands to make plays. Fielder showing much improvement here in 2009. That was an excellent play.
And Prince is about as confident as you can be in every aspect of the game right now. I mean, everything going pretty well for him. He's got a very good approach, mental approach to the game, doesn't panic, whether it be in the field or at the plate.
One out for Chris Duncan. Slaps that one foul and out of play. A ball and 2 strikes on Duncan. Surgery in the offseason to help repair an injured back. Put a plate in there in his back. Duncan, his mobility is stiffened up a little bit, but says he is pain-free.
And has always hit Jeff Suppan fairly well. Here's a guy that's about a .460 hitter against Suppan in his career.
Two balls, 2 strikes on. And that one's in there. A called strike 3. Duncan takes a seat as Suppan picks up his first strikeout of the night.
Yeah, that classic fastball that catches the edge with late movement, starts in off the plate, and then with a good late movement catches the inside corner. Good pitch. Boy, Suppan has been right on target his last 2 starts now. Good start to tonight, coming off a very good one at Wrigley.
Suppan went 7 innings, gave up just 1 run against the Cubs on only 4 hits. And it took him just 90 pitches to get through 7 innings. Molina swings at the first pitch, and Hardy bobbles it as J.J. Hardy commits a rare error.
I'm not sure what's happening here. Right off the end of the bat. I mean, not a bad hop. J.J. just let it go off the heel of his glove. And an E6, that is a rarity. J.J. normally one of those guys. We were talking about that before the ball game up here. You know, when a ball's hit the shortstop, you put your head down and you put 6-3. Just when you start talking about stuff like that, there it is. We jinxed them.
Second error for Hardy in the last 53 games. He's got a long stretch of good defense. Suppan lets Gamble have it, and Gamble no play to first. Joe Thurston with a base hit. And suddenly the Cardinals with 2 men aboard.
Yeah, Gamble's only play, I think, was the second base. I mean, Molina wasn't busting it down the line very well, getting to second. He doesn't run all that well, but looked like he wasn't really running all that hard either. No chance at Thurston. The only chance was to second base, but no way you're going to look at second base on a play like that.
So Thurston with a bunt single. Had an infield hit yesterday. And it gets the pitcher to the plate in Tony La Russa's lineup. Batting in the 8th spot. La Russa likes the pitcher batting 8th so he can have base runners, more base runners for Albert Pujols. But this is a spot where you'd much rather have a position player batting. Wellemeyer has 4 hits this year. He's batting .125.
That's kind of the situation that the Brewers had a lot when Ned Yost was trying this type of a lineup. I mean, far too often in the second inning the pitcher would come up in these situations. Not that it wouldn't happen, if he was batting 9th, but better shot of it happening as an 8 hitter than a 9 hitter. One thing you don't have to worry about in this situation is Wellemeyer leading off the 3rd.
An error and a bunt single. 2 on for the Cardinals as Wellemeyer takes a hack. Thought he might be taking up there at 2-0. Two and 1. 2-2 the count. Suppan coming inside on Wellemeyer. Suppan pitching on his regular day's rest. Manny Parra back in the rotation tomorrow for the day game here against the Cardinals. And then Braden Looper will have the Dodgers in the opener. And Wellemeyer swings and misses. Kendall secures it at first. And a strikeout to end the inning. 2 punch outs for Suppan and 2 scoreless innings thus far. Brewers coming up. Prince leads off. You bring a Fox Sports Wisconsin sign, you get on TV. That's just the way it is. And our Home Depot doing more on defense. Prince Fielder last inning. Nicely done.
And the key to that play is Jeff Suppan not slowing down. I mean, he busted it over to first base, never hesitated, never slowed down, got up the line, and was able to handle that throw from Prince and then tag the bag. So the PFP that they work on in spring training every day, pays dividends.
PFP.
The mundane routine of spring training pays off.
Pitcher's fundamental practice. And they do it over and over and over again. You don't see Fielder make many throws from the seat of his pants, however, in spring training. That's just instincts. You can't teach instincts.
Well, you don't want a guy diving around in spring training.
Fielder set to lead off against Todd Wellemeyer. Prince batting .310 to start the day. 22 home runs, 76 runs batted in. Took the collar last night. Fielder did reach base on a walk, but he was 0 for 3 at the plate. Catalanato batting in the 5-hole tonight in that protection spot against Prince Fielder. How about the middle infielders in this current setup against Prince?
Well, you got to have some big-time arms to be able to play there. Skip Schumacher, a former outfielder. Brendan Ryan, maybe one of the best arms at shortstop in the National League. That's deep.
Very deep, and the outfielders are deep. Chris Duncan practically standing on the warning track out in left field. Fielder unfazed by it all, draws the walk, and the Brewers with a base runner as we check in with Telly Hughes. What's going on, Telly?
Guys, we'll see Frank Catalanato in the lineup tonight with Corey Hart out with a sore foot, and Ken Maka gave us several reasons why he, as well as Matt Gamble, won't cause such a disruption in the lineup tonight. Maka said the numbers favor lefties against Wellemeyer, and it's also very important to have Casey McGee ready for the series finale tomorrow, and it's good to get some of these bench guys some at-bats before the All-Star break. So we'll see if this plan is executed to perfection.
Yep, and it's good for Maka to get some lefties in there. And I like the way Ken handles the questions. You know, he doesn't get defensive about his lineup. He believes in his lineup, and he educates on why he's going with a particular lineup. It doesn't guarantee success, but Maka, more than anything else, wants to make sure Catalanato and Gamble specifically are getting some consistent at-bats on occasion.
Well, particularly when you're not scoring runs, why not try somebody else? I mean, the numbers bear out with what Ken Maka's philosophy is. Wellemeyer against lefties this year, a .342 batting average. I mean, that's a big average. That's why you see 4 lefties in that lineup.
Catalanato making a 6th start in right field for the Brewers. Back-to-back lefties and Fielder and Catalanato. And then Maka splits them up with Cameron between Catalanato and Gamble. Ball and 2 strikes. Catalanato hangs tough. The splits for Todd Wellemeyer versus lefties and right-handers.
Look at 10 home runs. And ordinarily you face a lot more right-handed batters than you do left. That's a lot of home runs for lefties.
Last time Catalanato started a game was the 29th of June, and he responded with 2 hits. He was 2 for 2 with a double, scored a run. Veteran bat. The Brewers picked him up. Texas Rangers had released Catalanato this spring when they chose to go with Andrew Jones as their 4th outfielder. A bouncer and a base hit. Catalanato shoots one the other way, and the Brewers in business here the 2nd. A walk and a single, 2 on with nobody out, with Cameron coming up.
Hey, you love the approach of Catalanato. He's going to just take what the pitcher gives him, not going to try and pull the baseball. A tailing fastball up and away on a 2-1 count. Actually a 2-2 pitch, and able to bang it into left field. Good at bat for Catalanato. A lot of fastballs so far for Wellemeyer, both against lefties and righties.
Here's Mike Cameron now with 2 on. It's been 12 innings since the Brewers last scored a run. Check that, more than that actually. 13 innings. And Cameron, a little flare on the right, base hit. Station to station they go. Fielder had to freeze for a moment to make sure it was going to clear. And the bases are loaded with nobody out. Catalanato and Cameron with singles following the Fielder walk to start the inning.
Well, it wasn't pretty, but we've seen Cameron do a lot more of this lately. Just trying to take the ball in the right field. That was a pitch in on him and able to pull the hands in and fight it off. And because Schumacher was at double play depth, close to second base, not able to get there.
So a big spot for Matt Gamble here in the second inning. The pivotal inning yesterday against Adam Wainwright was the second as well, when the Brewers had the bases loaded, actually had a walk and 3 hits in the inning and could not score. Hoping for a different outcome here tonight. Gamble takes a big cut. The crew has hit 3 grand slams this year. Ryan Braun, Prince Fielder, and Casey McGee, all with grand slam home runs. Gamble looking for the first of his career, and plenty of power to do it. That one's drilled foul, just got out ahead of it.
That looked like a changeup, one of the rare off-speed pitches that Wellmeyer has broken out so far. Got that one up and in, but Matty not able to wait back long enough.
Cardinal outfielders deep. Rasmus a few steps in center field. He's got a good arm too, as Gamble fouls it away. This was the opportunity of emphasis for Ken Maka, if you will. This is what he's been discussing with his club. Actually, before a game against the Giants on the last homestand, brought the team together, closed the doors, and talked about situational hitting. Got a man at third, nobody out. At least get one in the air to the outfield. Gamble strikes out, and a big out for Wellemeyer.
Boy, off-speed pitch down in the dirt. Exactly what Ken Maka was talking about. It's not like the Brewers aren't trying to knock these runs in, but the approach has to be just take what he gives you. Don't try and hit the ball to the ballpark. Shorten your swing up with 2 strikes. Just put the bat on the baseball. And a good pitch by Wellemeyer with 2 strikes.
So here is Kendall. Cardinals are looking for a double play here. Kendall takes one upstairs, maybe a little inside. The Brewers overall a good batting average with the bases loaded. .314 team batting average with the bases full, which is a surprising statistic. Doesn't seem that way.
One of 3 home runs, a good start. Those 3 grand slams. Always have to remember who the pressure is on in these situations, and it is always the pitcher. The young hitters in particular, you try to grip that bat a little bit tighter, try to hit the ball to the ballpark. And pitchers that have been around a while will test you, at least the first couple of pitches, see if you're going to be willing to go out of the strike zone, and that time Gamble did.
Makes this Kendall at bat such a key at bat. Got the pitcher coming up next in Suppan. 2-0, and Kendall lays off, and the appeal at first. Paul Emmel says he checked his swing. That was the point of controversy yesterday. Got 2 Brewer coaches ejected in yesterday's game. Bill Hahn even has to crack a smile about that. 3 balls, no strikes. Walked him. Bases loaded walk. You'll take him any way you can. The Brewers finally step on the pace station.
Now get that old gnarly skunk out of the box after what, 13 innings? Able to get a run in. 3rd walk issued by Todd Wellemeyer, and for some reason he can't throw strikes to the Brewers. This guy coming in only 41 walks in 96 innings. That's not too bad. 7 of those 41 coming against the Brewers in 1 start, and 3 already tonight.
So now Wellemeyer will face Suppan, who's been swinging the bat exceptionally well this year. Brock pointed it out in the Piggly Wiggly scouting report. Suppan is batting .240, which is saying a lot for a pitcher. 6 hits and 25 at-bats.
And even the outs that he's making, he's been able to work the count, put the ball in play. One thing you don't want here is a ground ball. Ken Maka would prefer a strikeout as opposed to a ground ball here. He'd love to be able to get Craig Counsell up with the bases loaded. Everybody knows how good he is in those situations.
Suppan, a career 181 hitter. Not bad, but the .240 average this year is very good, and Suppan strikes out.
I'll take that. Anything but a double play.
Second strikeout for Wellemeyer. And back to the top of the order, and Craig Counsell. The bases loaded walk has the Brewers on the board here in the second inning. Now the bases loaded with nobody out. I'm sure Wellemeyer feels if he can get through this mess with only 1 run, that'll be a victory. Starts him with a strike. Little bender that finds the zone. Counsell behind 0-1. Counsell walked in the first. 3 walks already allowed by Wellemeyer to go along with his 2 strikeouts. Popped him up. Thurston gives chase, and he's got it for the out. The Brewers get just 1. Wellemeyer pitches out of a mess. We head to the third at Miller Park. Cardinals. Whose swing you think this is? A 2-3-4, keyword Brewers, courtesy of Batting Stance Guy. What do you have? Batting Stance Guy will be representing Fox on David Letterman July 13th. Good for him. He's a big star. The Brewers kind of feel responsible for his newfound stardom in some small way. Batting Stance Guy.
Oh, yeah.
Suppan back on the mound. The Brewers get a run in the second. Had the bases loaded with nobody out. Just 1 run scores on a bases loaded walk. But they'll take it. And a good start. The Brewers happy to be ahead for a change. Been playing from behind a lot.
I'll tell you who can give the Batting Stance Guy a run for his money. Prince
Fielder is very good.
He's very good. He was doing an Albert Pujols today.
He does a mean Jason Kendall too.
Yes, he does. All before batting practice. Kind of loosens the guys up. Pick somebody different every day.
Brendan Ryan bounces one out to Counsell. And out number one. Now, Prince has been doing that his whole life. You think about how he grew up. You know, he's grown up on a big league baseball field, watching all these great players swing the bat. And he said that's what he used to do. He said just try to emulate guys. He'd get in the batting cage and emulate different guys that he saw.
Now kids are doing that with his stance.
That's right. Isn't that something? It was a slight tweak of Fielder's stance this year, more so with the upper body, that has really changed his approach at the plate. In his mind, he dropped his right elbow. And he says that has made all the difference in the world.
Yeah, getting the bat to the hitting zone a lot quicker, a lot less movement, able to wait back a little bit longer and still get the bat out there. I mean, that's what we were talking about. You know, guys like Wellmeyer making slight adjustments. You know, Manny Parr down in the minor leagues, hopefully making adjustments that's going to prove to be successful here. Doesn't take much at this level. You know, one little tinker with a stance, maybe an inch with your hands down or up, makes a big difference.
Yep. Two balls and a strike on Skip Schumacher, back at the top of the Cardinals order. Cardinals have a hit in this game, a bunt single by Joe Thurston. Also an error committed by J.J. Hardy, the two base runners in the second inning. Pujols anxious to hit. Somebody's going to have to reach for Albert to hit in this inning. Nice play, Suppan fields his position well, and two gone. And already you can just sense more life in the ballpark tonight. Brewers a little crisper. Obviously, it has a lot to do with pitching, but a little more energy inside Miller Park tonight.
Well, pitching establishes momentum, and good moving fastball by Suppan on the 3-1 pitch, able to get Schumacher.
John from Eau Claire, our Carsoup.com email the booth question: why do some players seem to play better on the road than at home?
That's hard to say. I mean, it really is. I mean, sometimes the statistics are such where you really don't have an explanation for them. Now, with Suppan's home and road splits, it's one of those head scratchers because he's been so good here at Miller Park before this year. He had a lot of early road starts this year. A lot of his starts were on the road. He's had 10 starts on the road. This is his 8th here at home.
Now, 3 of his first 4 starts were away from Miller Park.
Sometimes a hitter will go into a ballpark and he sees the baseball very well, but it's not so much being away from home. I don't know if there's any way to describe or to quantify that. I mean, it's just one of those things.
Well, Rasmus draws the walk on 4 pitches.
In front of Albert Pujols. Well, sometimes when you say to yourself, just don't walk him, that's the last thing that you want to say. You end up walking the guy on 4 pitches. Got to make Rasmus swing the bat to get on in front of this guy.
And nobody knows that better than Jeff Suppan, who had a front row seat as a member of the Cardinals. Suppan and Pujols, teammates on that World Championship team in '06. That was the year Suppan was the MVP of the National League Championship Series. Albert Pujols with a realistic chance to win a Triple Crown this year. It would be the first in baseball since '68 when Yaz did it. Pujols second in the National League in batting average to start the day. Leads the league in home runs and RBIs. Two outs. Brewers lead 1-0, and Pujols takes one down and away.
And you wonder how, as the season goes along and the Cardinals stay in the race and games get into September, how much teams are going to be willing to pitch to them. They have so far this year. He's been walked 30 times intentionally. That's a lot. That certainly leads all of baseball. Albert Pujols is getting into that category of the Barry Bonds, walking intentionally with the bases loaded.
Yeah, that's right.
He got 4 grand slams this year.
And Suppan will not be afraid to pitch around him. All depends on whether Pujols wants to go outside the strike zone in this situation, most likely. Kendall sets up away. And he doesn't chase.
That looked like a good pitch. Slider right on the outside corner. And Jason Kendall's having a chat with Bruce Dreckman. Where's that miss? Kidding me? Albert doesn't need any help.
Three balls and a strike. 2 outs in the inning. And Pujols into center field. Cameron went back. Now coming in. Suppan gets his man. And the inning is over. Brewers coming up. Hardy, Braun, and Fielder.
On Fox Sports Wisconsin is presented by Blaze Farm and Fleet. You'll always find value at your local farm and fleet. By Piggly Wiggly, shop the pig and save. And by Ho Chunk Gaming Wisconsin.
What a beautiful ballpark it is. Miller Park in Milwaukee. And the roof is closed up. Some thunderstorms in the area tonight. Cool night on the 8th of July. All closed up, as a matter of fact, the panels and the roof tonight. J.J. Hardy leads off. He'll be followed by Braun and then Fielder. Hardy rolled into a double play his last time up. J.J. committing a rare error earlier tonight, back in the second inning. Popped him up. And Ludwig will make the call and the catch as we check in with Telly.
Well, B.A., we'll see if Ryan Braun can pick up his first hit in this series. He's had a tough go against the Cardinals so far this season. He's batting under 200, but in his career against Todd Wellemeyer, .538 average. He has a home run, and he's been walked 3 times. So we'll see if Braun can get back on track and on this at bat.
Had a good year against the Cardinals last year. Had some big hits against St. Louis. One of them a game-winning home run in St. Louis. Part of a 4-game sweep a year ago.
Yeah, it's kind of deceiving when you talk about how one player hits or pitches against one team. It's all about when you catch a team. Ryan might not be swinging the bat at a point, and you play the Cardinals maybe, 6 times in a matter of 9 days. Either that or some teams have certain scouting reports that might play right into the hands of a hitter the way he's swinging the bat at that time. Yesterday, it's kind of hard to tell with Wainwright because he was throwing curveballs to everybody, but a steady diet of off-speed pitches to Ryan last night.
Wellemeyer falling behind Ryan Braun. That one hits the corner. Braun's stated goal to start the season was plate discipline. He wanted to be able to take more pitches. And as he becomes one of the elite sluggers in the game, he'll see a lot of pitches off the plate. And that's one of the reasons why Fielder has had such a big year. Braun has been much more selective. That's a great example right there. Much more selective. Fielder's had a lot of base runners on when he's come to the plate.
That's a tough pitch for Ryan to take because he likes the ball out away from him. And that pitch just misses the outside corner, but it was down. It was around knee high. Not much you can do with that pitch.
Chase Allen, a little roller along third, and that's a fair ball. Molina thought it was going foul and tried to sneak one foul in front of the umpire, Bruce Dreckman, who was right on it. And Braun has an infield hit.
How about that hit for Brawny? Well, maybe that'll snap him out of it against the Cardinals, right? As long as any part of that baseball is touching any part of that line, it's a fair ball. I think that Molina realized that ball wasn't going to go foul. He really didn't have anything to lose by letting it roll a little bit further. He missed his opportunity, didn't he? It looked like that ball was foul about 6 inches in front of where he grabbed it.
So the Brewers catch a break.
Home field advantage.
Now normally they will roll foul, but that's only if they're coming off the grass. The straight dirt ball apparently will keep it fair. Mark that one down, Rock. That'd be a good instruction.
Okay. The trick is figuring out how to hit him like that.
That's right. You can roll him like that all day, but hitting him like that's a different story. Braun has great speed, and you saw by the numbers on the infield hits list in the National League, he's among the league leaders.
101 hits for Ryan.
Fielder with a man on, 1 out. Brewers lead 1-0. Prince takes a strike on the corner. And with a man at first base, the Cardinals back to a more conventional defensive alignment. Prince walked and scored in the second. He scored on the bases loaded walk to Jason Kendall. Oh, big cut by Fielder.
Oh, I had a good pitch to hit right there. Wellemeyer going right after the big man. Center cut about mid-thigh high, and he blows it right by Prince. Prince hadn't seen too many of those this year.
See that lead elbow, the big change in Fielder's swing. He used to look right down the barrel of the gun. That elbow was high. Now he drops it. And he foul tips it right into the mid of Molina. Fielder strikes out for out number 2, and that's the 3rd strikeout for Wellemeyer.
You don't see that very often. Prince Fielder swinging through 2 fastballs. That one right down the middle as well. Only about 92 miles an hour.
Fielder looking back at Molina in shock. Like there's a hole in his bat. How did I miss that baseball?
Yeah.
Wellemeyer keeping a close eye on Braun. Braun likes to run. He doesn't get the opportunity that often because he hits in front of fielder.
You better get a good jump because Molina's got a gun behind home plate.
Braun 7 stolen bases this year. That leads the ball club. Catalanato, a good contact hitter. Maka would feel comfortable putting some action on here with Catalanato at the plate.
Try and get into scoring position as deep as the Cardinal outfield plays normally. They're even further back with 2 outs and a man at first base trying to cut off those gaps. Chris Duncan always plays very deep and left. And Ryan Ludwig right now at least almost at the warning track. Starting to see more and more of that as we go through the season. Seems like every team plays the outfield extremely deep against the Brewers, taking away that slugging percentage.
Which is what the Brewers thrive on.
They'll be willing to give up the single, but not the extra base hit.
Catalanato with 2 outs. And he pops it up. Shallow left. Long run for Duncan. And he's got it for the out. The inning is over. 1-0 Brewers through 3 innings of play. We head to the 4th. The Cardinals coming to bat against Suppan.
Details, guys.
All right, Telly, thanks. Ryan Ludwig leads off for the Cardinals. As we play in the 4th inning, Suppan 3 shutout thus far. He's given up just 1 hit. And that hit was a bunt single by Joe Thurston back in the 2nd inning. Suppan with a walk and 2 strikeouts thus far. Ludwig missed a couple of weeks with a hamstring injury. It's on the disabled list for the Cardinals the last time the Brewers matched up with St. Louis back in late May. Ludwig certainly a key to the Cardinals' success. Tony La Russa trying to find someone to support Albert Pujols. Ludwig was an all-star last year in that role. And he draws a walk. Second walk issued by Suppan. Aflac trivia tonight, Rock. who was the first Brewers hitter to record a hit in a Major League All-Star game?
You know what? We had that before.
Is that right? I mean, that has been repurposed, you're saying?
I think so.
It's okay. It's a good question. It's good water cooler material tomorrow.
I'm getting a little older. I used to be able to remember year to year.
You remember the question, but not necessarily the answer.
Yeah. I think maybe your stat man over there might be able to help me out.
Mike Faulkner? That all depends.
I think maybe you can have him get one by you and swing it over to me. No, that won't happen, will it?
It's a very tight gate. You got any ideas, Mike? If Mike doesn't know, then if he doesn't remember, then it hasn't been on the air.
Oh, he knows.
Oh, I know he knows.
He was there probably. At least watching.
Ball and a strike on Duncan. Backs him away. 2 balls and a strike.
I'm going to say it was back in the 80s. How about that?
All right. Go with that.
I think the obvious choice would maybe be Robin, Paul, Koopy, but I'm not going to go there. I'm not going there.
You're just throwing out some options.
Yeah.
It's not a multiple choice. You're just putting some options up there. Never can go wrong with a Yount or Molitor guess. I'll give you a hint, though.
Oh, you know it?
He is a current Brewers employee.
Oh, I know it now.
Now is it coming back?
No, I know now who it is.
You know.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you've always known, or did he give it to you when I wasn't looking?
Mike? No, he hasn't handed me anything. A strike to Duncan. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Now, you're always the first to get the notes, Ron. Whatever you need. You need something?
I'm set.
All you have to do is ask.
Yeah, the Brewers employee thing kind of gave it away. Pat Rogo?
Fantasy camp? You talking fantasy camp all-star game?
You said Brewer employee, right? I just threw one out there. One of our good friends.
Runner takes off. Duncan fouls it away. Good catch up there. A lot of handshakes for a foul ball tonight.
It's a big deal. Catch a ball like that, you betcha.
Ludwig at first, see if he takes off again. He does. And a bouncer out to Counsell. No chance for a double play. Cardinals stay out of the double play by sending Ludwig.
Hey, Brewer fans, if you can't watch the Brewers on FS Wisconsin, you can always catch the game on your computer with MLB.tv. You get 100 out-of-market games every week live on your computer. You can catch those you've missed on demand. For details, go to Brewers.com.
A lot of baseball tonight in the big leagues. Full slate of games on a Wednesday night. Keeping an eye on a number of games throughout. Some finals already in as well. The Astros shut out the Pittsburgh Pirates. Wandy Rodriguez continues to be a story for the Houston Astros. He won his 8th game today. He's 8-6 and an ERA under 3.
Well, he's been dynamite at home this year.
The Astros now a game under 500. They're 41-42. Rodriguez went the distance against the Pirates today, Rock. Complete game 5-hit shutout. He struck out 11. Only 1 walk. Molina down the right field line. And this is fair, and it'll go to the wall. A run will score. Ludwig will tie it up as Molina drives home his 28th run of the season.
Right, not too many hitters better at taking the ball to the opposite field than Yadier Molina. We've seen it time and time again. You get a pitch, no matter where it is, it might be in, it might be away, but that guy can drive it down that right field line. That was actually a slider, not a bad pitch by Soup. Might have caught a little bit too much of the plate, but it was down. Molina able to go down and get it and hammer it down the right field line. Good at bat.
Molina had 2 hits yesterday. He was on base 5 times yesterday. 2 hits and 3 walks. Base open at first. Suppan will intentionally walk Joe Thurston to face the pitcher Wellemeyer with 1 away.
Now you set up the double play. You hope Wellemeyer hits a ground ball, get out of the inning. If not, then you go after the number 9 hitter, a right-handed hitter. So Ken Maka would rather not have to deal with Thurston, the lefty. You always have to make the decision. Do you want to deal with Thurston and the pitcher, or the pitcher, or Brendan Ryan?
So Thurston walks. That's the 3rd walk given up by Suppan.
Might see Wellemeyer drop down a bunt here. I mean, drop down a bunt, go after Brendan Ryan with 2 outs. Similar to that Suppan at bat, I would imagine the Cardinals be happy with anything but a double play.
Wellemeyer has 5 sacrifice bunts this year and is already squaring. Corner infielders creeping in. And Wellemeyer swings away. The old Butcher Boy play in slow motion. Cardinals pitchers at the plate, when they bunt, they show early, pull it back, and then make the decision to bunt or swing away.
Yeah, based on what the infield's doing. I'm not sure what Wellemeyer saw in the Brewer infield alignment to have him swing the bat.
0-2 the count.
That's something that the Brewers were working on in spring training a couple of years ago. Now you show bunt, and then if the infielders are moving around, you draw it back and try to hit the ground ball. But very rarely do you square around. You come back to the normal position and then go back to bunt again. And very rarely will you see that.
And La Russa style, it's shown very early. When Suppan comes set, that's usually when you see it. Bunts a good one down the 3rd base line. Gamble plays it, throws to first for the out. That could have gone either way. Gamble taking no chances.
I tell you, that kid's got an arm, doesn't he? I mean, he winds up on it. It takes him a while to get rid of it. It looked as though that throw from Gamble almost knocked Council's glove right off his hand. Got to make that play right there. I mean, it's really taking a risk if you let that ball roll.
And based on what we saw with Ryan Braun's ball rolling down the 3rd base line, it looked like that one might have stayed fair. So a good decision by Gamble. Certainly Kendall was barking out the orders. Sacrifice bunt for Wellemeyer, his 6th of the year. That leads the Cardinals. St. Louis with runners at 2nd and 3rd, and Brendan Ryan at the plate. Suppan gets ahead of him. Well, remember back when this inning began, Suppan walked Ludwig, and then he took off with Chris Duncan at the plate, and it kept the Cardinals out of the double play. Molina drove in Ludwig to tie the game at 1. Ryan, a .297 hitter, 176 at bats. He's 0 for 1 tonight. Might have found his way into an everyday job at shortstop as Maka brings in Gamble a few steps. Cardinals are hoping Khalil Green was going to be their everyday shortstop, but that has not worked out at all. So much so that Green was sent to third base, and Green is now on the disabled list.
Yeah, Khalil Green hitting 200 in 130 at bats. I mean, what a disappointing season. Here's a guy that had, what was it, 27 home runs with the Padres one year.
Not too long ago, just a couple of seasons ago.
Rough start to his year.
Here's a 1-2. Ryan fouls it away. Ryan's a free swinger. He doesn't walk much. He'll take his hacks. Ryan did have a hit yesterday. Singled, stole a base, and scored a run. 1 for 4 at the plate last night in that Cardinal 5-0 win. Where'd it go? You ever seen that tarp unrolled?
I have not. Nope. I don't even know what it looks like under there.
Never seen it.
No.
You got to have one, though. Major League rules. So we have a tarp. It's above us. 2-2. It's a big spot for Suppan. A run is in. The game is tied. Suppan has 73 pitches on the board. Trying to get the Cardinals' number 9 hitter. The 2-2. And a drive into left field. Well hit. Braun is going back. It's over his head, off the wall. 2 runs are going to score. Brendan Ryan with a 2 RBI double. 3-1 Cardinals.
Well, the Brewers rolling the dice, not wanting to go after Thurston, the left-handed hitter. Willemeyer does the job. He drops down the bunt, and Brendan Ryan, a 300 hitter, nearly 300 hitter, able to take a breaking pitch. Look at this slider that stayed in the middle part of the plate. And a line drive over Ryan's head, and the Cardinals take a 3-1 lead. Talk about a big hit from your number 9 hitter.
Ryan now with 13 RBIs for the season. 2 doubles in this inning for the Cardinals, and now Schumacher into right field, a base hit, and another run's going to score. 4-1 St. Louis.
And the Brewers 1 pitch away from getting out of this inning with a tie score. So both walks in the inning come around to score. Boy, those leadoff walks always end up coming around and hurting you. Willemeyer walked Prince Fielder to lead off the second inning. He came around to score.
Bill Castro, quick trip to the mound. The Cardinals now with 4 hits, 3 of them in this inning. And all of these runs coming with 2 outs. After Molina doubled home Ludwig, it looked like Suppan was set up to get out of the inning. But Ryan makes him pay it. 2-out double over the head of Ryan Braun to drive in a pair.
Well, high school and college students you can receive terrace reserve and bleacher tickets for half price on Friday home games. Just show your student ID at the Miller Park ticket office. Offer excludes the Miller Lite beer pen and all marquee games.
8th man to bat in the inning. Colby Rasmus steps in with Pujols on deck. Rasmus leads all National League rookies in home runs and RBIs to start the day. fourth among rookies in batting average. Casey McGee still leads rookies in batting average. Rasmus drives one deep to left. Braun is there, and that's the inning. But the Cardinals do some damage. 4 runs come in. And it's 4-1 St. Louis as we head to the bottom of the 4th inning. Fox brings you the national game of the week as the Cardinals head to Chicago to take on the Cubs. Fox Saturday Baseball this week at 3 Central, only on Fox. Cardinals and the Cubs will play 4 games over the 3-day weekend series. They've got a day-night doubleheader Sunday. The Bigs 2, that's the game Prince Fielder is on the cover with. You heard about that, Rock?
I have not.
Yeah, 2K Sports.
Is that the Wii thing?
It's a brand new video game. And Fielder is on the cover. He's done the commercials for it. He's kind of the, if it's called the Bigs 2, you'd expect Prince Fielder to be a big part of it.
That's the one where you have that wand in your hand, right?
Yeah, you can play it on the Wii. Absolutely.
Now, I've done that. I think it was a bowling game. I think one of the kids had. I tried that out. Wasn't very good at that.
You weren't very good at bowling?
No.
Maybe Bigs 2, you'd be okay.
Got that trick elbow. I just don't have much of a hook.
Like I broke my arm. So here it is. This is hot off the presses. The Bigs 2 with Prince Fielder on the cover.
Who are you talking like there?
Mike Cameron leads off for the Brewers. 4 runs for the Cardinals in the 4th. Well, Milwaukee has to get something going here. It has been one night of frustration after the other. Brewers had a big offensive performance against the Cubs in their lone win in that series. That was an 11-2 victory over the Cubs on Saturday. But they have not been able to score much since. They got 2 runs on Sunday against Ted Lilly. They were shut out last night. And the 1 run tonight, Brewers had the bases loaded with nobody out, managed just 1 run.
And even last night, the Brewers stranded 8 base runners. So even in a shutout, they were able to get men on. That Cubs series very frustrating. You had men on base just about every inning of every game, just lacking that one big hit.
Giovanni Gallardo took the loss yesterday. 5 innings, 4 runs allowed for Giovanni. Now 8-6 for the year. Two balls, 2 strikes to Mike Cameron, leading off this 4th inning. 3-2. Wellemeyer's been in a lot of deep counts. has allowed 3 walks thus far, one of those with the bases loaded. He walked Kendall for the Brewers' only run. And he walks Mike Cameron. A leadoff walk leads us to our Aflac trivia question.
Aflac!
Who was the first Brewers hitter to record a hit in a Major League Baseball All-Star game?
Right fielder.
Got to go back to 1978.
Big man.
Larry Heisel.
Boy, could he hit. You talk about a guy that can take the ball out to right center. Even at County Stadium. That's no small task.
Larry works with the Brewers now. He's heavily involved in the community relations part of the Brewers franchise, and heavily involved in the SCORE program, which is a great program that reaches kids.
Yeah, mentors kids in the Milwaukee area, underprivileged kids, and does a fabulous job of it. A very selfless guy. And no telling how many home runs and RBIs Larry Heisel would have been able to get had he not hurt that shoulder. And maybe if he hurt his shoulder 15 years after he did, he might have been able to come back and play.
Heisel twice an All-Star. And his story is incredible. Coming from rags to riches, as they say, came from nothing and has quite a speech for the SCORE program. Gamble sends one deep to right. This one's got a chance, and it's gone. Matt Gamble, a 2-run home run. 3rd homer of the year for Gamble, the 2nd against the Cardinals this season.
It looked like the same pitch that he struck out on his last time up, but a little bit more up in the strike zone. Gamble waiting for it this time. Breaking ball from Todd Wellemeyer, actually a changeup by Wellemeyer, and Gamble able to wade back and knock it on out of here into the Cardinal bullpen, getting the Brewers right back into this one.
So Gamble with 3 homers now, 14 runs batted in. Gotta feel good for Matt Gamble. 4-3, St. Louis has the lead. The Brewers able to respond right away after the 4-run inning by the Cardinals in the top of this frame.
Another leadoff walk by Wellemeyer comes around to score. 2 of the 3 runs that he's given up have been leadoff walks.
It's Gamble's first home run in over a month. Kendall lines one to left, and that's down for a base hit, and it gets by Duncan. Kendall racing around second, and he's on his way to third. The throw is late. Jason Kendall all the way to third base on a misplay by Duncan in left.
Well, it all starts with how deep that guy plays in the outfield. I mean, most left fielders are going to catch that one on a fly, but because he plays so deep and has so far to go to get it, even with Jason at the plate, who doesn't have much power, not able to get there. And to make matters worse, not able to knock it down. Looks like it's going to go as a straight triple for Jason Kendall.
And Chris Duncan's dad, Dave, coming out to the mound.
Well, you know, sooner or later that, you know, the depth of this Cardinal outfield was going to come back to haunt him, and it certainly did there.
Gamble hits the home run. The Brewers pull within a run. And now they flash an error on the board, Rock. That's going to be a single and an error officially.
That could have gone either way. I mean, never got a glove on it, took a hop over him. I don't think Jason minds. Bottom line is, if you play relatively normal depth in left field, that ball's an out.
Well, still nobody out. Kendall at third base with Suppan at the plate, who will try to get one in the air to the outfield. You just wonder about that meeting at the mound. You've got Dave Duncan, the pitching coach, You know, does he say something like, "Hey, that defense killed us right there"? I don't know who that guy is, but that's my son.
Maybe. Gotta be honest.
A walk, a home run, a single, and an error. And Wellemeyer in a little trouble here. Cardinals have their middle infielders back. They're going to concede the run on a bouncer up the middle. Corner infielders are in. They'll have the option to make a play at the plate if they choose.
That's because there's nobody out. Had there been one out, you probably see the infield in. But the last thing the Cardinals want to see is Suppan just get a jam shot over the infield. Then you really open yourself up for a huge, huge inning with the top of the order coming up.
Suppan down, no balls, 2 strikes. Kendall on his toes at third. And a bouncer. Thurston has it, and Kendall cannot score. That was a nice play by Joe Thurston.
And a good play by Jason Kendall, not going home. That's the last thing you wanted there. And with one out, you might try it. You might want to go on contact with nobody out and the top of the order coming up. You got to make sure it goes through. Good base running by Kendall. And you see Jason realizing where the baseball is. Had he gone home, he would have been an easy out. But as it stands, there's one out and still a man in scoring position.
Top of the order, Craig Counsell trying to tie it up. Same defensive configuration for the Cardinals. Middle infielders back, corner infielders in.
Might be a different story here for Jason. He might take off on contact.
And Counsell delivers a base hit to right. And we are tied at 4. Craig Counsell jumping on the first pitch from Wellemeyer. An RBI single.
Off speed pitch up in the strike zone, and Craig able to wait back and knock it into right. So the Brewers taking advantage of some shoddy outfield play. Changeup up in the zone. We talked about how many changeups Wellemeyer likes to throw to lefties. He threw one to Gamble, he hit it out of the ballpark, and Counsell with an RBI on a changeup.
3 hits and a walk in this inning. And in steps J.J. Hardy. 4 runs on 6 hits. Brewers have responded quickly after the 4-run Cardinal top of the 4th. Well, maybe it's going to be Matt Gamble that ignites this Brewer offense.
No, that's what Ken Maka was trying to see. Trying to get somebody going. So 3 of the 4 lefties that he's put in the lineup today have all gotten base hits.
Catalinato is 1 for 2. Gamble 1 for 2 with a 2-run home run. Hardy has grounded out and popped up. He's 0 for 2 tonight.
That's such a big difference in those splits, lefty and righty. Right-handers have had a tough time against Wellemeyer. Lefties, most of the base hits.
Good crowd on a Wednesday night. Ready to cheer. Key stretch of games for the Brewers here. The Cardinals, then the Dodgers before the All-Star break on Monday. Hardy lays off. 3 balls and a strike to count on J.J. Hardy with Braun on deck. Cubs lost today. Chicago lost to the Braves 4-1. Kevin Hart took the loss today for the Cubs.
The Cubs have only scored 2 runs in that series.
Ryan Dempster on the disabled list, a fractured toe, so that'll be a key loss for the Chicago Cubs for a couple of weeks, might be up to a month. Hardy takes a strike. Well placed fastball from Wellemeyer, and a count to 3-2. Hardy should see a pretty good pitch to handle here. Ryan Braun is on deck. Still just 1 out. 3 runs are in for the Brewers. With Counsell at first. And there he goes. And Hardy bounces one through. A base hit. Counsell never stops. And will end up at third base. And look at the Brewers playing a little small ball here.
Well, taking off, trying to stay out of that double play. And because Chris Duncan plays so deep, had a long way to go to get there. Craig never slowed down. Well, JJ with a good at bat. Got the count in his favor. Got the fastball on 3-2 and banged it into left field. Not a bad pitch by Wellemeyer. It had the plate, but it was down. See Craig looking in to make sure he knows where it is. And never hesitated around second base.
And now the Brewers hoping to add 2. An already big inning. 3 runs are in. Braun at the plate. Runners at the corners. Still just 1 away. 4 hits and a walk in this inning. Down in the dirt. Good play by Molina. Cardinal bullpen is active. You see our Taco Bell Who's Hot. Ryan Braun and Prince Fielder both on a list since June 1st for most hits in the National League. Braun with an infield hit in the 3rd inning, his 46th hit since June 1st. Now the Brewers trying to match it in the win column. June was not a kind month to the Brew Crew. They were 12-15 after an 18-10 month of May. Trevor Miller is the Cardinal hurler in the bullpen.
And he will face Prince Fielder.
All tied at 4. Fielder waits. Braun at a hitter's count at 2-0. Crowd sensing something big here. And Braun takes a strike.
Took something off. Good pitch. BP fastball. 82 miles an hour.
Wellemeyer has issued 4 walks in this game. Two balls and a strike. 2-2. That was Braun's nemesis pitch yesterday with Wainwright. He chased a lot down and away.
That was the curveball by Wainwright. That time Wellemeyer threw him a slider off the plate.
Braun bounces one to short. 6-4-3 double play, and Wellemeyer is out of the inning. Braun got a hanger, and he beat it into the ground, and the side retired. All tied at 4 as we head to the 5th, and we're pleased to be joined now by Brewers hitting coach Dale Swaim. Dale, thanks for your time tonight. Just your thoughts and generally how this game has gone and how the offense may be back in gear.
Well, obviously, you know, getting down 4-1 there, and the guys coming back. Matty hitting a big home run there to get the crowd back in the game, and Council coming through big again right there to tie it up, and then unfortunately we couldn't, you know, put the inning away. But you know, was glad to just tie the game back up, and the guys are swinging the bats pretty good tonight and getting on base.
Yeah, Dale, had to be frustrating even in that Cubs series. You guys seem to be able to get men on base, but just lacking that big hit. That's something that Ken Maka said that he'd like to see a little bit better. How do you do that? How do you do better in situations like that?
Well, you know, being patient, I think we had better at bats there in that series. We just obviously didn't get it done, but we had some good at bats, hit some balls hard. You know, once again, you know, if the wind was a little bit different, I think we'd out homered them and won a couple more games there. But unfortunately, it was blown in and kept a couple balls in the ballpark that would have changed the game around there also.
Dale, thanks for your time tonight. We appreciate it.
All right, guys. Thanks.
That's Brewers hitting coach Dale Swaim. Always great to hear from the coaches. Brewers are a coach short tonight. Willie Randolph serving a 1-game suspension after his ejection last night. Ball and 2 strikes to Pujols. Suppan takes care of him. Albert Pujols is 0 for 3 against Jeff Suppan tonight.
Yeah, say that very quietly.
That's a good point.
A lot of game left. I tell you, Albert out in front of an off-speed pitch from Suppan. Suppan's curveball has been pretty good his last handful of starts. I mean, it's a good pitch for him. He's used it even down in the count. And his changeup. He's got good movement on his fastball. And you can see that Dale Swaim, the hitting coach, has an extra responsibility, taking care of the lineup card in Willie Randolph's absence. Well, he was a bench coach.
Ludwig yanks one down the line. And that's going to one hop off the wall. Ryan Ludwig into second with a double. You just have the feeling this guy is going to be tough to handle in this series. He's been searching for his timing at the plate after he spent a couple of weeks on the disabled list. Hit a big home run last night, a 3-run homer, had 2 hits.
Now check it out. I mean, you talk about keeping the head down on a pitch down in the strike zone. That ball was down and in. And you can see Ludwig in a good power position, although he ends up with both of his legs bent. I mean, that's not the typical power position, but he's so big and strong and has such good leverage because he's so strong. He's able to hit that ball off the wall.
You talk to any of the Cardinal hitters, they'll tell you that Ryan Ludwig has as much power as anybody in the game. He can hit the ball as far as anyone.
To all fields.
And we've seen a couple of those, unfortunately.
And last night he took Gallardo out of the ballpark to right center.
One man out. Go ahead run at second base as Suppan deals with Chris Duncan and gets ahead of him 0-2.
Good changeup.
Duncan, he is 0 for 2. Suppan struck him out with a fastball, struck him out looking in the second inning, and then got him to ground out in the 4th. 0-2 pitch. Another changeup. Duncan lays off.
Man, they worked him the same way his first time up. Off-speed pitches, and then they busted him in on that comeback sinker. Caught the inside corner. See if they do it again.
Tried one on the inside corner this time. 2-2 on Ludwig. Excuse me, Duncan. It's kind of just stuck there.
Yeah.
Ryan Ludwig's on my mind. Ludwig at second. Cardinals have 3 doubles in the last 2 innings. Duncan was mired in a long slump at the plate. He was 0 for 15 before he delivered a pinch hit single on Sunday. Last time the Cardinals came through Milwaukee, Duncan was in the 2-hole. That one just missed. And 2 aboard for the Cardinals.
By a large, Mickey D's Sweet Tea at McDonald's and redeem the cup in a Miller Park ticket window for a buy one, get one ticket offer on Terrace Reserve seats. That's for select games. Call 414-902-4000 for more information. Suppan walked 2 batters his last time out against the Cubs in 7 innings, 4 tonight.
And he'll face a free swinger in Yadier Molina. Molina doubled in a run his last time up. His double tied the game at 1. The Cardinals would score 3 more times in the 4th. Had a 4-1 lead, as Dale Swain was talking about. Big for the Brewers to come right back and get 3 on the board to tie it again. Two on, 1 away. Yadier Molina, the ideal double play candidate. He's grounded into 12 double plays this year, but he's also hitting near 300. He's at 288 after that double last time up. The all-star starter behind the plate for the National League, Yadier Molina. First-time all-star.
It looked like he went after ball 3. Fastball up in the zone. Tough to walk this guy. He makes contact. That's why he hits into so many double plays. Puts the ball in play when he's up there and doesn't run very well. And Suppan could use one in the worst way right here.
Yadier Molina has been on base every plate appearance in this series. There's a bouncer. Chance for 2. Hardy to Counsell, and he executes a double play. Counsell stood in there tough. Duncan wiped him out, but Suppan gets his 6-4. With the AT&T Rapid Rewind. AT&T, the nation's fastest 3G network. AT&T, your world delivered.
Well, as we head to the bottom of the 5th inning here at Miller Park, all tied at 4. Todd Wellemeyer out after 4 innings of work, giving up 4 runs on 7 base hits and 4 walks. Trevor Miller on the left-hander. A couple of left-handers due up, Fielder and Catalinato. Trevor Miller's been around a while. Miller with his 7th different major league team, his 35th appearance, pretty good numbers, a 2.45 ERA.
So Wellemeyer goes 4, and Miller in for Fielder. Fielder, Catalinato, and Cameron all tied at 4. Fielder takes a big cut. Powerball home run leaderboard has Fielder still at the top, 22 home runs for the season. Fielder will participate in the home run derby on Monday night in St. Louis. And a batting practice pitcher yet to be determined. Fielder was inquiring about you, Rock. He was wondering if you were available.
That's not true. I was there.
Monday.
You put the bug in his ear. I was there. You were just giving me a hard time.
He very politely declined.
I told him that no, Prince, no thank you. I'd probably pass out before I threw the first pitch. Little anxiety disorder, perhaps. That seems to get more play these days than the actual hitter in the game, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Hitting contest.
Yep. It's a pressure spot. Fielder is currently tied for 4th in the league in home runs. He's tied with Adam Dunn, Raul Ibanez. 3-way tie. Gonzalez has 24. He and Mark Reynolds with 24 home runs, and Albert Pujols with 31.
That's Skip Schumacher playing in short right field. Look where Ryan Ludwig is playing. Look at that. I mean, you talk about playing a little deep. Goodness.
Rover. Fielder down on strikes again. He's come up empty twice. So Trevor Miller, who has a sparkling opponent batting average concerning left-handed hitters. Lefties only 6 for 52 against Miller this year, a 115 batting average.
That's why he's been around so long. It's tough to find a guy that's consistent in getting left-handed hitters out late in the ball game. Unusually early for Trevor Miller. Normally one of those guys that you see in the 7th or 8th inning. But the Cardinals have 2 left-handers out there. The other one, Dennis Reyes.
Catalinato 1 for 2, had a single in the 2nd inning. Brewer left-handed hitters tonight. 3 for 8 with 2 walks and 3 of the 4 runs driven in. They've scored 2 of the 4 runs. So Maka loads up his lineup with lefties, and they have come through so far. Broken bat. Miller avoids the bat and makes the play for out number 2. Sawed him off. 2 up, 2 down.
Well, good job by Miller jumping out of the way of the baseball bat and able to make the play. Very nimble out there in his old age. And tonight's time of the game winner is Big Al's 2 in Wisconsin Rapids. If Big Al's 2 calls the Brewers by 8 o'clock tomorrow morning, they get how many tickets? 40.
40.
Tickets. I figure by now you know how many they got.
No, absolutely. 40.
To a 2009 Brewers home game. This offer courtesy of the Tavern League of Wisconsin and our good friends at Miller Lite.
Find out who your friends are real fast when you're the Tavern of the game.
Yeah. 40 tickets. It's a good deal.
2 outs for Mike Cameron. All tied at 4. Wellemeyer out after 4 innings, giving up 7 hits and 4 runs, all earned. 4 walks for Wellemeyer and 3 strikeouts. Meanwhile, Suppan has gone 5 innings, given up 5 hits to the Cardinals. And all 4 of the runs against Suppan coming in the 4th. Cameron had a hit to right his first time up. He walked and he scored in the 4th. Had a leadoff walk in the 4th inning. Hoping to get Gamble a chance here against Miller in this 5th. And he walks again. So Mike Cameron On base all 3 times tonight. Back in the 4th, Gamble. Powerball home run number 3. And his 2nd home run here at Miller Park. His 2nd home run against the Cardinals.
Sweet swing, wasn't it? Waited back nicely on that changeup and hit a line drive out of here.
Gamble, one of the Brewers' best young prospects. He's been given an extended chance to play here this year, after posting big numbers down in AAA before his promotion. Gamble's actually handled left-handers better than right-handed pitchers in the big leagues. He's 5 for 15 against left-handed pitching this year.
Well, he told us that down in spring training. Feels as though he stays on the ball a little bit better against lefties, more willing to take it to the opposite field. But unusual for a young hitter. Prince Fielder has developed into a good hitter against lefties. Didn't start out that way.
Now, Gamble has spent nearly 2 months in the big leagues this year. He was called up in mid-May, on the 14th of May. Down in AAA Nashville, in 33 games, he had 8 homers and 31 runs batted in, and a .336 batting average. One ball, 2 strikes to Gamble. Gamble projects to be an everyday player, meaning he's going to have to hit left-handers to be that kind of player in the major leagues.
Now the Brewers feel as though he can be an everyday player. I mean, maybe up in the big leagues a little bit sooner than the Brewers would have preferred. I'd like to see him down in the minor league developing still, but the struggles of Billy Hall at third base, the injury to Ricky Weeks, Brewers needed some offense and another left-handed bat, and here he is on the job training.
He certainly gives Ken Maka something he's looking for, and that's balance in a lineup. When the Brewers broke camp, they were heavily right-handed in their starting 8. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Gamble. And a breaking ball that he ropes down the line. This one is hooking foul. Boy, he hit that a long way. My goodness.
Out on his front foot. He took his top hand off the bat, still hit it way, way back in right field. It's all about keeping those hands back. You can be out on your front foot, but if you keep the hands back, you still give yourself a chance. See the way the hands stayed back, but his weight was going forward. And just hooked it foul.
Another 2-2 pitch from Trevor Miller. Gamble hits that one hard to right. And it's going to be run down by Ludwig. Gamble right on it, but lines out to end the inning. Still tied at 4. We head to the 6th.
Brewers baseball on Fox Sports Wisconsin is presented by the Wisconsin Lottery and its family of instant scratch games. Odds are you'll like them. By Airtran. Go. There's nothing stopping you. And by Aflac. We've got you under our wing.
Eighth meeting of the year between the Cardinals and the Brewers. Milwaukee is 4-3 against St. Louis. They won the first 4 games, but have lost the last 3 against the Cards. Jeff Suppan back on the mound. He starts his 6th inning of work. 92 pitches for Suppan, which took him through 7 complete innings in his last start against the Cubs. Bottom of the order coming up. Joe Thurston leads off. Pinch hitter due up next. Looks like Jared Hoffpower is in the on-deck circle as Thurston pops it up. Easy play for Gamble. And 1 away. Well, the batting stance guy back on Brewers baseball. Guess the stance. See who you think it is here. You can text us your answer. 234-234, keyword Brewers is the short code on that.
That's about as easy as it gets right there.
Is that right?
Come on. Huh?
I'm lost. I don't know.
You're kidding me, aren't you? Of course you are.
Here is Jared Hoffpower. No relation to Micah, at least they don't think. But you'd figure with a name like Hoffpower somewhere down the line.
There's got to be some kind of lineage there.
And he lines one to left. This is going to be trouble. Down the line and to the wall. Jared Hoffpower with a 1-out double here in the 6th inning. Doubles raining down for the Cardinals the last 3 innings.
Well,
that's the 4th.
3 up, 3 down innings have been very hard to come by tonight. There's only been 1. That was Suppan's first inning. And Hoffpower able to get that one and rip it down the line. Every time it seems that Sup leaves a pitch up in the strike zone, the Cardinals are hitting it pretty well, particularly if it's a fastball.
Hoffpower has been in the big leagues less than a week. And a pinch hit double here in the 6th inning. Another visit from Bill Castro with Brendan Ryan coming up. Ryan had the big hit in this game. The Cardinal shortstop delivered with a 2 RBI double. That gave St. Louis a 3-1 lead at the time. Part of that 4-run 4th. Brewers were able to come back and tie it with 3 runs in the bottom of the 4th.
They got a couple of left-handers coming up after Ryan. Mitch Stetter getting loose quickly out there in the bullpen. I'm not sure how much strategy was being discussed out there. More or less perhaps giving Stetter an opportunity to get loose. Doesn't take him long, but he's trying to get ready as quickly as he can.
Suppan against Ryan once again. Ryan hit that double that drove in 2 runs with 2 outs back in the 4th. Swinging early in the count here. Cardinals have 6 hits. Pujols is 0 for 3.
A lot going on in the bottom of the order, isn't it?
Matter of fact, Rock, Albert Pujols is the only Cardinal that has not reached base in this game of the position players. You're looking at me like I shouldn't have said that.
You're tempting fate.
Runner at second with 1 away. Ryan out to Hardy. And it's out number 2 on the play. Well, excuse me, Hoffpower to third base. 2 outs now. Back to the top of the order for Schumacher.
That took him a while, but here comes Ken Maka. Well, he got his left-hander up because of these two lefties. It looked as though for a second he was going to leave Soup out there, but not the case.
Suppan spot in the order, due up second. So we'll take a timeout. Suppan is out of the game, and we'll set up Stetter when we come back. Brendan from Rice Lake sends us a text tonight. Our Ho-Chunk Gaming text the broadcast booth. How long does it take for a relief pitcher to warm up, Rock? That's the question tonight.
No, it's different with every one. I mean, guys that are normally asked to pitch late in the ball game, you know, your 7th, 8th, and 9th inning guys, normally they'll get loose in probably 10 pitches. I mean, they do loosen up before the ball game, so they're not completely cold before they start to loosen up. Start stretching a little bit about mid-game, but you know, guys like Seth McClung and pitchers that are relatively new to the bullpen are going to take a little bit longer.
Now, once you get to the mound, you get 8. Suppan is out 5 2/3. 6 hits, 4 runs allowed. And still a runner at third base, his responsibility. Oh, 2 the count. Maka makes the move here with Stetter against Schumacher. Typically, Maka will allow his starter to stay in there and have a chance at a victory. But feeling this is the spot, Maka brings on Stetter, and the 0-2 misses. If that runner at third base scores, Suppan is on the hook for the loss, but cannot win this game.
It's been a while for Stetter. He hasn't pitched since Friday. That's a long time for him.
Pitcher spot in the order, due up second in the bottom of the 6th.
A little early for a double switch. You don't really expect to get, you know, much more than an inning out of Stetter anyway.
Hoffpower doubled with 1 away. And Stetter misses. 2-2 on Schumacher. Kyle McClellan is loosening for the Cardinals. Trevor Miller pinch hit for. Schumacher hanging tough. Stetter had a long streak this year, an impressive streak where 15 outs were via the strikeout. 15 consecutive outs. A strikeout for Mitch Stetter. And he strikes out Schumacher. So the game stays tied. Stetter does what he's been doing all year, stranding inherited base runners. Big strikeout. Cardinals, second game of the series. Brewers trying to even it up at a game apiece with a win tonight. Jason Kendall, a bases loaded walk for the first Brewer run. Brendan Ryan drove in a pair with a double, part of a 4-run fourth inning, but then Gamble went deep, his third homer of the year, and the Brewers scored 3 runs in the fourth inning. Counsell had an RBI single with 1 out, and we're tied at 4 as we head to the bottom of the 6th. New Cardinal pitcher is Kyle McClellan, facing Jason Kendall to lead off this 6th inning.
Hey, McClellan, one of those guys that gets a lot of ground ball outs. He's got a very good sinker, and he'll throw a slider. His 36th appearance, you can see very good numbers for McClellan, and ERA under 3. And does a very good job of keeping the ball in the ballpark.
Brewers have out-hit the Cardinals tonight, 7-6. And each club has committed an error. Kendall takes a ball down and away. 3 balls and a strike on the Brewer catcher. Told us on Brewers Live before the game he keeps himself in shape by sparring in the MMA, mixed martial arts, in the offseason as he grounds out for out number 1. Well, we've been trying to get Telly up at the Kalahari Splash Zone all season long. He finally made it up there. How you doing up there, Telly?
Not too good. This is the 42nd home game, and you guys finally got me up here. I always wanted to come up here and hang out with Bernie and get his view of the game, and in his non-verbal like way, he was asking me if I was going to slide down if there's a home run, and I politely told him no. But it may change if the Brewers are able to get a lead and pop one out. I just might slide down. Bernie's still begging. B.A. and Rock, I don't know. It's going to take a lot of begging to get me to do that.
And a couple of paper bags as well.
A little bit high up there, isn't it, Telly?
A lot high. A lot. It's a different ball game up here. I didn't believe my microphone would even work up here, but yeah.
No, well, apparently it doesn't.
Now, didn't Telly say earlier on, like last homestand, that he would slide down? He didn't think it was a big deal?
Yeah, very confidently, as a matter of fact. He said that.
He was kind of got on me a little bit because I chickened out a few years ago.
I could see Telly's heartbeat through his neck, the skin on his neck.
The heart is racing up here.
No,
it's a lot hotter up here, too.
The one way you know a guy is a little bit comfortable, see how far from that railing he is.
Yeah. Exactly.
Trying to laugh. It's all fun and games.
Get on up there, Telly.
It's all fun and games. 2-2 the count to Jody Garrett, pinch hitting. And a bouncer out to second. 2 outs in the inning for McClellan.
Have you ever been up there?
No.
It's deceiving. You don't really realize how high that is up there.
I remember a few years ago the members of the Houston Astros bullpen decided they'd go up there and take the slide. That's the view.
Yeah.
Jesse's up there giving us the great shots. Whew.
I took the descent of shame. I had to climb back down the stairs. That's embarrassing.
This is going to be a 3-up, 3-down inning. Telly, you stay right there, my friend. The big boppers are coming up.
Don't know about that.
triple hops brewed Miller Lite. Great taste, less filling. And by Toyota, proud sponsor of the Milwaukee Brewers and the Tundra Territory at Miller Park.
A tight one here in front of a big crowd on a Wednesday night. The Brewers and the Cardinals all tied at 4 as we head to the 7th inning. Brewers needing a win to even the series and get back to within a game of the Cardinals. In the National League Central, Todd Coffey is on to pitch. Stetter strands a base runner at third, the go-ahead run at third base, and now Coffey has the 7th.
Well, Coffey leads the Brewers bullpen in appearances now with 40. He pitched on Sunday against the Cubs and pitched a scoreless inning.
Coffey will have Rasmus, Pujols, and Ludwig. The heavy lumber coming up for the St. Louis Cardinals. Meanwhile, for the Brewers in the bottom of the 7th, it'll be Hardy, Braun, and Fielder. So this could be the inning where the game is decided. Rasmus, one of the top rookies in the National League. He is 0 for 2 tonight. He walked in the 3rd inning. Rasmus homered here yesterday. Had 3 hits and 5 times at the plate.
Got a quick bat on pitches down in the strike zone. So if you're facing this guy, you want to tie him up and in. And if you pitch him away, you better get it on the outer half, or you pitch him down, you better get it on the outer half of the plate. Hit a home run off of, who was it last night?
That was against Gallardo last night to lead off the 5th inning.
Yeah, on a pitch that looked like it was down and in.
It's only 22 years of age. And Rasmus launches one deep to right. Back is Catalanato, and he's got it. Boy, he hit that right on the nose. Catalanato there for it. And it's out number 1.
Well, playing deep, didn't even really have to move much. Well, they tried to get it up and in, but they got it in, but they didn't get it up. And Rasmus just missed it.
It's tough to elevate the baseball with Todd Coffey pitching. That power sinker he has. And we'll see how aggressive the Brewers will be against Albert Pujols. He bats with nobody on and 1 away. Pujols is 0 for 3. When Coffey's right, you'll see a lot of ground ball outs. He and McClung, the 2 relievers in that Brewers bullpen that bring the velocity.
Well, it's been 3 days since he's been out on the mound, and sometimes a sinker bowler doesn't like that much time off. They feel a little bit too strong. Ball flattens out on him a bit.
Four for 10 in his career against Coffey. And a bouncer foul. 94-mile-an-hour fastball from Coffey. He's got good velocity again tonight. We've seen him as high as 97 this year. He's consistently in the mid-90s, though. What a pickup he's been for the Brewers. Picked him up off the proverbial scrap heap last year. He was released by the Reds in September. Brewers picked him up, and he was a big part of the September push for Milwaukee. He was ineligible for the postseason.
Yeah, made 9 appearances, didn't allow a run.
Two and two the count to Albert Pujols. And a bouncer out to short. Big hop for Hardy. Coffey goes right after Pujols. And he is 0 for 4 tonight. And the Brewers are hoping that's the last time they see Pujols.
Well, that last pitch by Todd started right down the middle of the plate with that late sink, ended up getting in on Albert just enough to get the easy grounder to short.
Two outs, and here's Ludwig. Doubled his last time up. Ludwig had 2 hits yesterday, 2 for 4 at the plate, 1 for 2 tonight, a double and a walk. Played his college ball at UNLV. He was a high draft pick. He was a second rounder by the Oakland A's back in '99. Surfaced in the big leagues for the first time with the Texas Rangers in '02. Big league time with Cleveland, but has really found something as a Cardinal.
Yeah, it's called consistent playing time. Anytime you can get, an organization to commit to you like the Cardinals have with Ludwig. And he's a big guy. He needs a lot of at-bats to keep that swing going. Part-time playing, not real good for a guy as big as he is.
Pops him up. Counsels back. Cameron calls him off. And Todd Coffey goes right through the heart of the Cardinals order. 1, 2, 3. What a job. And now the big boys are coming up for the Brew Crew.
It'll be Hardy, Braun, and Fielder against Kyle McClellan in his second inning of work.
So Hardy with 9 home runs on the year, 33 driven in. The Brewers trying to break free from the Cardinals here in this 7th inning. Don't forget Brewers Live coming up following the game tonight. Craig and Davey, Telly with interviews. How's Telly doing up there? Is he still hanging in there?
He's hanging out. I
top?
think he's getting a little bit nervous with the triumvirate coming up for the Brewers.
Hardy into left field. Duncan going back with room. And he makes a catch for the out. Telly, go ahead and unplug, man. We're ready for you. Something big's going to happen.
Yeah.
No, I want to hear him when he goes down.
Well, we may have to cut my mic on that.
It is a PG show, you're saying.
I think I'll be fine. I'm getting used to it. Bernie's making me feel comfortable up
All
here.
right, well, jump in right behind him when he makes the slide right here.
Well, I'm not making any promises or signing any contracts for that just yet.
Come on, when the adrenaline takes over, Telly, let it flow.
You're right. We'll see.
It's been nice working with Telly.
Yes, it has. That slide is safe as it can be, Telly. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
This looks scary.
Braun has an infield hit tonight. He's been scuffling a little bit at the plate last 3 games. His timing's a little off for Ryan Braun.
He's still able to, get a base hit here and there. That swinging bunt, you got a base hit. That's how you keep your average up above 320, even when you're not swinging the bat as well as you can. Always find a way to stay out of those long offers. That's what Ryan's able to do.
As a matter of fact, until last night, Braun had a 12-game hit streak. Shoots that one down the line. That's going to go for extra bases. Braun very fast, thinking about third, and he's on his way. And the throw is late. Braun with a triple. Flying around the bases. A huge moment here as Braun makes it all the way to third with Fielder coming up.
Boy, how about that swing? I mean, not many guys able to do that. I mean, he barely almost picked that one right out of Molina's glove. A fastball away, shoots it down the right field line, and with his speed and the way he cuts those corners, able to get to third base. That's just good base running. The way he's able to cut those bags, and the quickest way to one spot is a straight line, and he does that very well.
Cardinals bring their infield in. Fielder, at the very least, looking for the sacrifice fly. This is one of the Tony La Russa events that he puts on when he brings the infielders in. They come charging in right before the pitch. Fielder bounces one to Pujols, and Braun cannot score. Boy, that is a huge out for McClellan.
Well, it took a little bit off, and Prince out in front. Number one, you're kind of surprised that they went after him. You would have expected them to walk Prince, set up the double play. They go right after him and get him out.
Now it's up to Catalanato with 2 away. How about that pick by Molina? You're not expecting a fastball in the dirt like that. Molina able to pick it clean and keep it from the backstop. Otherwise, Braun scores easily.
Yeah, on a fastball, you just don't have enough time to get down on your knees and block it.
Breaking ball strike to Catalanato. Go ahead run at third base. Braun triples to right. Catalanato trying to drive him in with 2 outs. Another curve. And it's 2-1. Last time Catalanato started, he delivered with 2 hits. He's 1 for 3 tonight. And able to check his swing. Bill Hahn, who was in the middle of the check swing circle yesterday, palms down.
That looked like a pretty good call, and the fans here at Miller Park give him a hand.
3-1 to Catalanato. 3-2. Might have chased one out of the zone. It's a big spot. The Brewers trying to take the lead here. Bottom of the 7th. And a walk, a breaking ball that misses. And runners are at the corners for Mike Cameron.
Well, you could tell that McClellan and Molina trying to pitch around him. On that 3-1 pitch, it was outside. Frank went after it. Then they go with a breaking pitch.
Mike Cameron at the plate, presented by Wendy's. He's been on all 3 times tonight. 2 walks and a single. First and third, 2 gone in a tie game here in the 7th inning. And McClellan gets ahead of him right on the outside corner with a breaking ball.
Tam has been doing a much better job lately of shooting that pitch away in the right field. Let's see if he sticks with that philosophy, that approach. I don't think they're going to give him anything to pull here. Giving him a lot of room in right center.
Two balls and a strike. Cameron is tied with Nate McLouth of the Atlanta Braves for home runs by a center fielder this year. He has 14. His next RBI will be his 40th. Big spot for a ribby here for Mike Cameron. He's got a hitter's count. Braun over at third, Catalanato at first. Three balls and a strike.
A good take right there. Not much going to do with that pitch. Think about Cameron in the home runs. He's usually gets them in bunches. He had two in Chicago.
He'll dead red one here. A 3-ball, 1-strike count. Gamble would be next. Cameron takes a big cut.
3-2. Slider again.
3-1 slider.
Well, Cameron sitting dead red, as you mentioned, and McClellan puts a wrinkle in it.
Full count, 2 outs. Catalanato takes off. Cameron takes ball 4. The bases are loaded with 2 outs. And here comes the rookie, Matt Gamble.
Well, 6 walks issued by the Cardinals tonight. Very unusual for them.
Quick visit from Dave Duncan. I want to remind you that this copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Brewers, may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without express written consent of the Brewers.
That's actually 7 walks. I miscounted. How about another?
Matt Gamble can make it his night tonight. He's already driven in 2 on a 2-run homer in the 4th. He was up with the bases loaded in the 2nd inning and struck out. Then delivered the 2-run homer. He lined out sharply in the 5th. And now a chance to put the Brewers ahead big time here in the 7th. All tied at 4. And Gamble, a big swing on the first pitch. See what McClellan goes to here. His best pitch is his slider, but that is right in Gamble's wheelhouse.
Yeah, those are the pitches that he's been hitting the hardest today.
Oh, and 2.
There's that slider. Good pitch right under Gamble's hands. When fastball, slider. Let's see what he does here. Let's see. He's going to probably try and get Gamble to chase. If you're Ryan Braun, you get a big secondary lead in case he throws that slider in the dirt.
In the dirt, but blocked by Molina. Braun was ready to run.
Like a brick wall behind home plate, isn't he? Nothing gets by him.
The Brewers have left 6 on in this game. Gamble up there with the bases loaded and 2 outs. In a hole at 1 and 2. And a breaking ball missed. He tried to hit the back door. Evens a count at 2 and 2. I mean, if you're Matt Gamble and you've been watching what McClellan has done, he's been unable to throw his curveball for a strike.
This is where he wants to get it done on 2 and 2. Doesn't want to go 3 and 2.
Gamble fights it off. Haven't seen many fastballs at all from McClellan.
And that first pitch, and it's all been sliders and curveballs. Best pitch for Gamble to hit in this at bat so far has been the first one.
The young Gamble takes one upstairs. And now the crowd comes to their feet. Bases loaded, 3-2 count with 2 outs. All the runners will start with the pitch. The Brewers threatening to take the lead. Gamble strikes out. The bases left loaded. And the inning ends. And we are still tied at 4.
Four fours. We go to the 8th inning. Matt Gamble's home run earlier in the ballgame helped propel the comeback. 4-4, but he couldn't get the Brewers out of it with the bases loaded. Let's go pitch by pitch against McClellan, Davey.
Well, McClellan was doing a pretty good job. The first pitch right here is a fastball that, oh my goodness, he really swung right through it. Came back with a little sinker right there. You know, and the thing there, he's trying to get him to swing at a bad pitch, and he misses with a backdoor curveball. Now, Matt's going to be sinking. Tried to come in. Now watch right here. He's going to try to come in with a fastball. Now he's going to come in with 3-2 with a little slider down and in right below the hands. And that's where Matt is most vulnerable right there.
Young rookie learning some good lessons here tonight. Success and also by failure here to get the Brewers back on the board. But it is 4-4. Our instructional tonight after the ball game, fair or foul. The little roller in the infield. Davey and Bill will tell us how to play it after the ball game, Brian.
Okay, Craig, Davey, thanks a lot. Todd Coffey back on the mound, and he's got Chris Duncan to lead off here. Well, the goal right now is to keep pouring through this Cardinals order. There's a chance to get to the finish line here tonight without having to face Albert Pujols again. Coffey had a 3-up, 3-down inning in the 7th. He got Rasmus, Pujols, and Ludwig in order. And a strike on the corner. Coffey ahead of Duncan, a ball and 2 strikes. Duncan tonight is 0 for 2 with a walk. Had a misplay in left field earlier. An error that sent Kendall to third. Serves that one into left. Braun on the run, and he's got it for the out.
Good job by Todd Coffey staying away from the power of Chris Duncan, keeping everything down and away. A very defensive swing by Duncan and an easy out.
Jason Mott loosening. Typically the setup man for Ryan Franklin. All-star closer for the Cardinals. Yadier Molina steps in with one away. Molina drove in a run, part of that 4-run fourth inning for St. Louis. Seven of the 8 runs in the game tonight came in the fourth. Cardinals a 4-run fourth. The Brewers scored 3 in the bottom of the fourth. A quick answer to a big Cardinal half inning.
And that's exactly what you want to do. Your opposition puts 4 on you and you come right back. A short-lived lead for the Cardinals.
Molina fouls one away. Coffey getting a fastball by Molina.
And that's where you want to pitch Molina. He's so good at taking the ball to the opposite field, particularly the ball away. You got to try and jam him with the fastball, but that's kind of a dangerous thing to do at this point in the game. You make a mistake out over the plate, hit it out of the ballpark.
Coffey has retired 4 straight. Stetter came on in the 6th inning with 2 outs, stranded what would have been the go-ahead run. Molina rolled into a big double play back in the 5th inning. Suppan was pitching with 2 on and 1 out. And facing the All-Star Molina, his former battery mate, Molina rolled one to Hardy. He started the double play to get out of the mess. Big cut by Molina, right on it.
Yeah, had a good one to hit. And Molina knows it. That ball didn't sink much and was right down the middle.
Molina, a 300 hitter last year, hit 304. Has his average at 287 this season. Full count, 1 out. Drives one into right center. That one's well hit. Catalanato plays it off the wall. Molina into second base with another double. That's his 2nd double of the game and his 3rd of the series already.
And he does such a good job taking that ball to the opposite field. He's a tough guy to strike out because he waits so well. You see where that pitch is, outer half. Not a bad pitch by Coffey to most hitters, but to Yadier Molina, that's his wheelhouse right there. Out away from him, and he drives it off the fence in right center.
Two hits tonight for Molina. Had 2 last night. And 3 of his 4 hits doubles in this series. There's Joe Thurston. Pitcher spot is due up next for the Cardinals, and Rick Ankiel has moved into the on-deck circle. All tied at 4. Again, the Cardinals put a runner in scoring position. They stranded a man at third base in the 6th inning.
That's a case of missed opportunities for both clubs tonight. Both clubs have had many opportunities to put runs on the board, just haven't been able to do it except for in the 4th inning.
Strike. Twice the Brewers have left bases loaded. And the Crew stranding 9 base runners already tonight. Two balls and a strike, 1 away. Redbird third baseman Joe Thurston at the plate. Fouls it away, 2-2. Coffey gets right back in the count.
Yeah, caught a strike on the outside corner, then came in on him, busted him inside, and Thurston jammed himself. Well, if you're a hitter, you're not sure what's coming here.
Got him. Coffey strikes him out on a slider.
Well, fastball away, fastball in, and slider under the hands. We saw how effective that is against Gamble last inning. McClellan did a nice job, and Coffey does the same to Thurston. Well done. A dangerous pitch to a lefty if you don't get it down far enough. And Coffey, a perfect pitch, down and in.
Big strikeout, the first strikeout for Coffey. And the Cardinals will go to their bench now. Ankiel is the batter. You have a base open at first, but remember, if you're trying to get to the end of this game without facing Pujols, one more batter reaches and Pujols will bat. So you pick your poison, right? You can pitch around Ankiel. Ankiel is really struggling at the plate right now. Last night, Ankiel was 0 for 5 with 4 strikeouts. And he showed he would chase out of the strike zone.
Man, they're not going to mess around. I mean, this is what Ken Maka has shown already tonight. He walked Thurston in that 4th inning. Left-handed hitter to get to Brendan Ryan, and they're going to do the same again. Ooh.
Well, an interesting move here.
Well, you mentioned that Rick Ankiel has really struggled. A .222 batting average, only 5 home runs, and not a whole lot of confidence going into this at bat. And you got a guy coming up that's more of a contact hitter and has already driven in a couple of runs tonight.
Ankiel just snapped an 0 for 14 skid on Sunday.
Well, you go with the percentages here. You go righty versus righty. You feel a little bit better about it, I guess, if you're Ken Maka.
Well, Coffey intentionally walks Ankiel. And here comes Bill Castro. So now the Cardinals are guaranteed to get Pujols an at-bat before this game's over.
Well, this Sunday the Brewers take on the Dodgers, and the first 15,000 fans 17 and older will get a Chevrolet Brewers keychain featuring the hot dog racing sausage. That's compliments of Chevrolet and your local Chevy dealer.
Manager pacing in the dugout as the Cardinals have 2 on with 2 outs, and Brendan Ryan, who doubled in 2 runs in the 4th inning. Top of the order would be next. This game belongs to the bullpens. Both starters out early tonight. Suppan went 5 2/3. Wellemeyer was out after the 4th. Trevor Miller went a scoreless inning. McClellan 2 scoreless innings, and pitching out of a bases loaded jam last inning in the 7th. Coffey in his 2nd inning of work has a hit, a strikeout, and a walk. The walk was intentional. And Ryan takes a ball. The Brewers in the bottom of the 8th will have Kendall, the pitcher spot, and Counsell.
Well, Brendan Ryan, a pretty good high ball hitter, so if Coffey is able to get on top of his fastball, he gets good sink and ends up down at the knees. Just don't want to leave one up.
2-1. Ryan has 2 hits in the series. Single and a double. He doubled off Suppan in the 4th inning. Drove in 2 at the time. It made the game 3-1. Cardinals would add another run in that inning. And he cuts through a defensive hack from Ryan. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Yeah, that was ball 3. That ball was low.
Cardinals have the go-ahead run at second. And Ryan chases one. He's gone. Home plate umpire Bruce Dreckman rings him up. Kendall secures it at first, and Todd Coffey strands 2 Cardinals. Still tied at 4 as we head to the bottom of the 8th. Park in Milwaukee. Home plate umpire Bruce Dreckman being attended to by Roger Kaplinger, the head athletic trainer for the Brewers. Well, Rock, pretty good play behind the plate by Jason Kendall, securing the final out last inning.
Well, if you're going to be able to get strikeouts in these situations, you got to be comfortable in your catcher blocking the baseball. A beautiful job by Jason, able to square his shoulders. Watch the way he pulls that right shoulder toward third base to square it up. Ball lands right in front of him and makes an easy throw to first base. And I tell you, you got 2 catchers in this game that take the art of catching very seriously, and that's why their pitchers have been doing such a good job here tonight.
Jason Mott, the new Cardinal hurler, normally sets up Ryan Franklin. Mott comes in a 4-4 game, bottom of the 8th inning. Kendall will lead off. The Brewers hoping to score a run here, take the lead, and then give the ball to Trevor Hoffman.
Now Trevor getting up and loose in that bullpen right now. You might see him anyway. You know, if it's tied going to the 9th, a lot of times you'll see the closer come in the top of the 9th at home, at least in a tie game.
Ludwig makes the play for out number 1. Kendall retired. So the pitcher spot coming up, and Maka is going to go with Casey McGee to pinch hit here with 1 away. Casey not in the starting lineup tonight. Maka wanting to load it up with lefties. Fast becoming a fan favorite here in Milwaukee. Casey is 3 for 12 as a pinch hitter this year. He can handle a fastball. One of the best on the ball club at that. McGee jumps on the first pitch. And a foul out for out number 2. Mott threw him a breaking ball, knowing that McGee is up there to hack. Boy, that's frustrating.
Yeah, basically fastball, curveball. He throws in the mid-90s when he gets cranked up. Curveball, he'll flip with a changeup from time to time, but in these situations, he's going to rear back and give you those 2 pitches, fastball, curve.
So 2 outs, and it's Counsell now. Counsell tied this game up with a single in the 4th inning. The last run scored in this game. Cardinals scored 4 in the top of the 4th. The Brewers tied it with 3 in the bottom half. Counsell, he is 1 for 3 with a walk. .98-mile-an-hour fastball.
Yeah, he can bring it. He got good stuff. Talking to himself, getting himself fired up.
A closer in waiting, Jason Mott.
Kind of giving a little bit of the Ira Bosky.
The 1-2. Counsell fouls it away.
I think Al's been helping him out with that act.
He kind of scowls anyway, doesn't he, Al?
Yeah.
But nobody did it like the Mad Hungarian.
No, he was the starter of all that. Turn his back to the hitter, take a deep breath, pound that glove, and go get him.
Counsell down the right field line. That is going to get down, and it's going to go off the wall. Matter of fact, it's up and over the wall. A ground rule double for Craig Counsell. Boy, big hit for the Brewers. Now the go-ahead runners in scoring position with 2 outs.
Boy, mid-90s fastball, and Craig able to get on top of it up in the strike zone. Good piece of hitting by Counsell. Check it out. Mott rearing back. There it goes. And he rips it down the right field line. I think Craig's got a quick bat this year. Those adjustments that he's made have really paid off.
Well, it gets Hardy a chance to swing the bat here in the 8th. Hardy handles the fastball well. And you would think a good matchup here is Mott with 2 outs against J.J. Hardy. Hardy is 1 for 4 tonight. Singled back in the 4th. Brewers trying to deliver a big hit with a runner in scoring position and 2 outs. They've been knocking at the door quite a few times since that 4th inning. Have not been able to scratch a run across. That one's on the corner. Good pitch.
Yeah, Cardinal outfield about as shallow as it's been all night. In the event of a base hit, they want to be close enough to be able to throw Counsell out at the plate. When you're a little bit more shallow in the outfield, it really opens up those gaps.
1-2. Threw him a slider. Counsell's double came with 2 strikes. Hardy up there battling. Didn't chase it that time. Good take by Hardy. 2-2. Mott working in a hurry. Brewers a base hit away from taking the lead. Hardy lays off a fastball. 3-2 the count with Braun on deck.
A good take, good at bat for JJ. Got to be patient. Probably going to give him a slider here.
Hardy Hardy walks. Threw him a fastball and he missed. And here comes Ryan Braun with 2 on and 2 out in the 8th inning.
Boy, 8 walks issued by the Cardinals tonight. Boy, still another scoring opportunity for the Brewers. They've had opportunities in just about every inning here tonight.
Mott threw a couple of good bullets in there to J.J. Hardy, who laid off.
And particularly that 2-2 pitch, that high fastball, that's a tough pitch to take. Close to your eyes, you see it very well. But with the velocity that Mott gives you, tough to center on.
Dennis Reyes, you saw getting loose, he would have Fielder. But the moment of truth is right here. Ryan Braun with 2 on in the bottom of the 8th inning against the power-armed right-hander Jason Mott. Braun had an infield hit in the 3rd. He tripled to right field in the 7th. Go ahead run at 2nd, and Braun takes a ball.
Outfield still relatively shallow. I mean, based on where they've been playing all night. A little bit deeper with Brawny up.
Two and 0. Overall, Braun batting .322, .337 with a runner in scoring position. Fielder would be next. You got to think this is Mott's last hitter. Brewers with a chance here. Hoffman is ready in the bullpen. Braun takes a ball. 3-0 the count.
Give him the green light here.
I'm making him throw a strike.
I'll let him swing.
See what he does. Mott forced to come in there. 3-0. Takes ball 4. Not even close. And the bases are loaded. And all of this with 2 outs. And here comes Prince.
And I would imagine here comes Tony La Russa or Dave Duncan. La Russa on the phone just to make sure that Reyes is ready. Can't imagine that he's going to let Mott pitch to Prince.
So Mott is out. And Reyes coming in. Fielder with a chance to do some damage. We'll take a timeout. Pitching change here at Miller Park. The Brewers with the bases loaded and 2 away. Stay with us. Tomorrow afternoon, Manny Parra returns to the big leagues tomorrow, and he'll match up against St. Louis. Joel Pinheiro will pitch for the Cardinals. The final game, the Brewers hoping to win tonight and give them a chance to win the series tomorrow. Hope you'll make plans to be with us. Brewers Live begins at 12:30. Prince Fielder steps into the spotlight here. Bases loaded, 2 outs in a tie game, bottom of the 8th. Dennis Reyes is on to pitch. Journeyman left-hander. Now the late left-handed option for Tony La Russa.
Yeah, 19 strikeouts and a little over 21 innings of work. This is his 10th major league team. So he's been around. He's seen it all.
Fielder has had a tough night at the plate tonight, but does have a grand slam this year, the first of his career. Brought the Brewers back. They were down 5 runs twice to the Indians. That grand slam put them ahead for good in Cleveland last month. 1-2 the count.
They stand right in on his hands with the fastball. Reyes a fastball, low 90s. 91, 92, and a pretty good slider.
Fielder hitting .319 against left-handed pitching this year. He's down a ball and 2 strikes. 2-2 the count. Fielder is it for plenty of power against lefties this season. Counsell, Hardy, and Braun aboard. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Twice the Brewers have stranded the bases loaded in this game. Fielder just got a piece.
Well, 3 fastballs, then 2 sliders. Reyes has a pretty good one. They got Prince aware of inside the first 3 pitches, then went away with him back to back. Let's see if they try to come inside again.
2 balls, 2 strikes on Prince. And a shot to short. Ryan, the long throw, and it's not in time. Counsell scores, and the Brewers take the lead on an infield hit of all things.
Boy, as fast as those legs could carry him, Prince Fielder gets down the line. How about the arm of Brendan Ryan? My goodness. That's about as good as arm as you're going to see, but a nice at bat by Prince. 2 strikes, battling all the way, got the fastball, he missed with it, and because of the little shift, Brendan Ryan had a long way to go in the gap and just couldn't get Prince. Nice at bat for Prince, and the Brewers take the lead.
5-4 Milwaukee, and here's Catalanato. The Brewers can add to it here. All of this with 2 outs. Jason Mott retired Kendall and McGee to start the inning. But a double, a walk, another walk, and now an infield hit. The Brewers are on top. Catalanato takes a strike. Hoffman ready for the 9th. The Cardinals will have the top of the order. Schumacher, Rasmus, and Pujols due up in their half of the 9th inning. One and 2 to Catalanato. And he backs out of there. Prince Fielder, an infield hit.
Yep, an 0-2 count. Able to battle his way to 2-2 and able to fight it off to drive in the run.
Reyes delivers, and Catalanato takes 2 balls, 2 strikes. Boy, how many times have the Brewers been down to their last strike in this inning? Hardy was down.
Well, Counsell.
2 strikes. Yeah, Counsell's double came with 2 strikes.
Yep, Prince. Yep, 3 times.
The 2-2. Just missed. Full count. And now the runners will start with the pitch. Catalanato trying to deliver a big blow to the Cardinals here in the 8th. And with Pujols coming up, the Brewers will take all they can get. Runners go 3-2, swung on and missed, and the inning is over. But Fielder legs one out, and the Brewers take the lead, and now the all-time saves leader will face one of the all-time greatest. Time in Milwaukee, the all-time saves leader, on to try to nail one down for the Brewers. The Crew taking the lead on a Prince Fielder infield hit in the bottom of the 8th. Hoffman has made just 2 appearances since June 27th.
He did not pitch in Chicago, so it's been since June 29th against New York. A one-pitch double play save against the Mets.
Made an appearance against the Giants on the 27th, the Mets on the 29th. And here he is on the 8th of July trying to protect a 1-run lead, and he's going to have to go through the top of the Cardinals order. Skip Schumacher leads off. Colby Rasmus, the rookie, is next, and then Pujols to follow. 5-4 Brewers. And Hoffman quickly ahead of Schumacher. Schumacher singled in a run in the 4th. That was the 4th run of the inning for the Cardinals. Nothing but 0 cents. The bullpen has done a job on St. Louis so far. Beginning with Stetter, who got out of the 6th. Todd Coffey with 2 scoreless innings, and now it's Hoffman.
And Hoffman able to get the swing on a changeup, something that he's had a tough time doing lately.
No balls, 2 strikes on Schumacher. Another changeup from Hoffman. Schumacher able to get a piece.
Now good sink on that changeup tonight, 73 miles an hour. Fastball about 87, changeup 73 to 78.
Down the line, that's a fair ball. Extra bases. Braun up with it. Schumacher into second base with a double. A leadoff double for the Cardinals.
Well, went with a fastball away.
Now Menard's game reset. If you're just joining us, Suppan started, went 5 2/3, gave up 4 runs. Brendan Ryan had a key hit for the Cardinals when he drove in a pair. Matt Gamble, the rookie, hit a 2-run homer, part of a 3-run 4th inning. And then Fielder with the infield hit that snapped the 4-4 tie. And that's where we are, 5-4 as we play in the 9th. Cardinals with the tying run at second base. Colby Rasmus at the plate. Schumacher slaps one down the left field line.
Well, after fouling off a couple of changeups, Schumacher able to get enough of it. A little bit late on the fastball, but able to get on top of it and shoot it inside that left field line. That was a good piece of hitting.
Not a bad idea. Rasmus trying to bunt Schumacher to third base. Schumacher has great speed. Two and nothing on Colby Rasmus with Pujols on deck. Strike, fastball.
Very susceptible to changeup has been Rasmus from what we've seen of him so far this year. It's a matter of Trevor throwing it for a strike.
Tries to bunt and cannot lay off the changeup on a bunt attempt, and it's 2-2.
They're just trying what he can do to get Schumacher over to third base. Big out here. You get this guy out. You walk Albert. You set up the double play.
Hoffman with 18 saves on the year. And the 2-2, and Rasmus down on strikes. Pulled a couple of strings on him. Big out for Trevor Hoffman, out number 1 of the inning, and it opens the door to walk Albert Pujols now.
Yeah, that's a tough pitch for any left-handed hitter, particularly a young guy, a rookie. Way out in front, and Trevor gets him.
Pujols is going to be intentionally walked for the 31st time this year. That leads the major leagues. Second in the National League in intentional walks, Rock. Adrian Gonzalez with 13. From 31 to 13.
And it tells you how dominating this guy can be. Anytime you have an opportunity to put him on first base, do it. About as easy of a decision as Ken Maka has had tonight. Actually, the 3rd intentional walk issued to the Cardinals tonight.
Ankiel was intentionally walked in the 8th inning, and Thurston was walked in the 4th. So Pujols is aboard, and here comes Ryan Ludwig now. He's been a hot hitter. Ludwig has 3 home runs and 10 runs batted in his last 10 road games. Five to 4, the Brewers lead by a run with 1 away, and Ludwig can't lay off. Might have caught a piece anyway, and it's 0-1.
A good slider. He started him off with a breaking ball. That's something that Trevor has done a little bit more of this year.
Ludwig was grounded into just 1 double play all season. Puts the ball in the air most at bats. Good play by Kendall. Able to keep the ball in front, keep the double play in order. Ludwig hit a 3-run homer here yesterday in his first at bat. 2 hits yesterday. A double tonight. He's 1 for 3 with a walk and a run scored. He was an all-star last year. Two and one. Doesn't chase.
They're trying to find something other than the fastball to throw to Ludwig. Threw him a slider to get ahead 0-1. Changeup missed. That was just a curveball that time. So Trevor's coming up with something new for Ludwig here.
Two and two. 73-mile-an-hour changeup from Hoffman.
Even if you know it's coming, you still can't wait back.
Hoffman didn't allow a run in his first 18 appearances. His last 6 have been a bit of a struggle. He's given up 5 earned runs in his last 6. He's coming off a save his last time out. The 2-2 popped him up. See if that'll stay playable. Kendall gives it a look. And Kendall makes the catch. Falling down. Kendall almost overran it. That ball had so much spin on it. It almost got by him, but the athletic Brewer catcher able to haul it in for out number 2.
Well, he had a tough time picking up where it was, and once he realized he had a play on it, he was running as best he could and actually overran it, able to stop. Feet came out from under him and made the catch.
2 outs. Hoffman to face Chris Duncan here. Duncan 0 for 3 with a walk. Tried to sneak a fastball in there. Tying run at second base, the speedy Skip Schumacher, who started this inning with a double down the left field line. Pujols was intentionally walked. He's at first. Brewers have a force at every base. And a strike. Changeup. Only twice has Duncan faced Trevor Hoffman in his career. He's 0 for 2.
And another guy very susceptible to off-speed, changeups in particular.
The 1-1 missed. Another fastball from Hoffman. He's thrown 2 fastballs in this sequence to Chris Duncan.
When you can see that Trevor not willing to get too much of the weight of the plate with it. If he's going to throw it, he's going to catch the edge. If not, it's going to be a ball. Doesn't want to get beat with a fastball here.
Brewers trying to win and pull within a game of the Cardinals in the Central. 3 balls and a strike. An all-star is in the on-deck circle, Yadier Molina.
About the last guy you want to see up in this situation.
But Duncan up there in a hitter's count. And you know he's looking for it. Still can't hold up. 3-2 the count. Cardinals down to their last strike. Walked him. Went back to the fastball. Bases loaded for the Cardinals now. 2 outs. And here comes Molina.
Now, this is a guy you gotta, if you're going to throw the changeup, it's got to be down because, as we talked about, he stays on the ball very well. We've been watching him all series shoot that ball to right field. Guys like that handle off speed pretty well.
Molina has 2 doubles in this game. Tying run at third. Go ahead run at second. 2 outs in the 9th. Hoffman delivers. And a strike, a fastball on the inside corner. And Molina's barking at Bruce Dreckman.
Yeah, didn't like that. Thought it was inside. Well, what a difference, though, right? 0-1 or 1-0.
A ground ball, and Gamel's got it. The ball game is over. Trevor Hoffman saves at number 19 of the year, and the Brewers win a thriller tonight. Fielder drives in the go-ahead run, an infield hit in the bottom of the 8th, and Hoffman closes